planet. Now I'm all for you like Janet. Can this be a real thing?
Hello, welcome to the shit show. Sorry about that little glitcher in a second. I forgot I had it open on online, besides this. So I could hear an echo and I thought it was something I was doing wrong. So I didn't know what to do about it. But I just want to say welcome to Six Nations, 31 Kings. Thank you for coming. Audit the States, waiting patiently. Thank you. Appreciate it. And let's see who else. Oh, there's Orange Hat. Soy Based Jeremy. Hello. Thank you for showing up. Angie is running a little bit late because she's doing a space, almost finished with her space on Twitter. That's where we met. So she'll be joining us here in just a little bit. But until then, I was going to let Orange Hat and Ruben have a little talk about some things they thought would be interesting.
Yeah. There was some news that James Gunn got accused of being a part of a certain island plane ride. And after looking into it, turns out it was fake, the allegations and whatnot. And it's like, well, a lot of people were like, so then he didn't go to, he's not a pedo. And I'm like, just because he didn't go to the island doesn't mean he never made jokes about kids in a very disgusting manner, sending links out that were very disgusting, hosting parties at his house that were themed in a very disgusting way.
Yeah.
I mean, just because he didn't know Epstein doesn't mean he's guilty or he's innocent in the least. But yeah, everybody's like, well, is there proof? It's like, he's being sued for this shit. It was all over his Twitter. Why do you think he got fired from Disney and then rehired? Because Disney likes those kind of people. They are pretty much every time there's a trafficking sting done in Florida, a Disney employee is caught up in it. So it
seems like it.
I mean, pretty much almost every single sting that has happened, not all or not everyone, but almost every one of them, like 8 out of 10 of them had a employee caught up in it or multiple Disney employees. Yeah. So yeah, that was interesting going on. And then there's also Taylor Swift. I'm going to go into these in a lot more detail, folks, on Sunday night during my weekly recap. I'm also going to have another person on for the stream that day or that night, so make sure you tune in 8 p.m. But also Taylor Swift, because the Golden Globes happened, and so they grabbed this Joe Blow Nobody, Joe Coy or whatever his name is, to do the jokes and stuff. And he's like, so we just got off of an NFL doubleheader, and the only difference between the Golden Globes and the NFL is that there are less camera shots of Taylor Swift than the NFL. And they zoomed in on Taylor Swift, and she does not look happy. And it's like, so she takes a swig of her champagne or her cherry juice or whatever it is. That sounded inappropriate. But anyway, yeah. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. And it's like, dude, if she can't handle a joke, don't apologize for that. And so then I read this article and they're like, well, she never asked for the NFL to uh record her and stuff. And it's like, and if she doesn't want unwanted attention, she is a billionaire, by the way. She can literally ask the NFL because she's old or she's rich enough to fucking buy the Kansas City Chiefs. But yeah, she can literally say, could you guys actually record the game instead of me? I mean, or I don't want to take away from the game. But she never did that. So apparently she did want the attention. So yeah, she just doesn't like it when it's a joke at her expense. It seems that farting in the microphone isn't all that funny, and well, or it's funny to her, but it's not that funny to everybody else. But when she gets a joke cracked about her, it's funny to everybody else, just not to her. So it's like, oh, fucking deal with it, woman. You're a billionaire. Grow up. I mean, look at Jeff Bezos. They tried freaking ransoming his little helper picks. And you want to know what he did? Zoop, bring it. I mean, it's like, you got enough money that you should not freaking care, you know? Yeah. But yeah,
well, I don't know.
Those are a couple interesting things.
You get that kind of money, though, doesn't your ego seem to grow with it?
For some, yes. For others, some of it, somewhat. And for others, even still, not that much. Yeah. I mean, we got 2 billionaires vying for president right now, and actually liking both, but I like one just a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I guess it really does have a lot to do with your parents and how you were raised, whether you end up getting money or not, because I haven't personally met them, but there's been 3 stories that I've read of people that have won the lottery, and none of them turned out good. Because when you're, you all of a sudden get money when you didn't have it, you just go nuts, or apparently. You don't think about, oh, let's put some in the bank and then spend a little, go on a trip or get ourselves some new clothes, buy a new house, simple stuff like that. They just go all out, have to have limos and a yacht and a bunch of babes. And next thing you know, they don't have the money and they lose everything. So it's just sad. But
I mean, if I was a billionaire, you want to know what I would be doing? I'd be living in an apartment. I would not be spending my freaking money exorbitantly freaking buying mansions, cars, and shit. No, that's not what I'm about, man. Or even if I had $1 billion, it wouldn't change me. I would simply
you could go on nice vacations. You know what I mean? To everywhere you want, eat exactly what you want. You know what I mean? You'd be able to enjoy every minute of it, I think.
And then I'd just make sure that I write the checks for certain dates for when my landlord needs to freaking rent. Be like, there you go, just there.
Yeah, I guess it would be that we could be.
I mean, like I said, if I had $1 billion, I'd still be getting an apartment. I wouldn't be buying a house because what's the word? The market is not very good right now. I mean, I'd just be getting an apartment and be like living life. I might have a very nice bed. I'd have a much better bed than I have right now. I'd have a much better chair than I had right now. And yeah, I'd probably have a little bit more stuff to boost my equipment. Sure. That's about it. I wouldn't be doing anything other than that. I mean, it's not like I'm going to buy like an 80-inch TV. No, I don't need an 80-inch TV. I got my laptop for that shit. Yeah. Money makes egotists stupid.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. The whole point that we have money is not even real. The fiat dollar is just fake. And it all goes toward the idea of commercialism. Everything that's been going on, as I say, for the last 110 years, or actually almost 120 years, has been just about commercialism. That's why they paid actors the way they pay them. They pay Robert Downey Jr., they pay Taylor Swift, they give her the money. And they groom these people from birth, and they say that we'll do this for you. And I don't really, I listen to Taylor Swift passively through my wife liked to listen to that. And then now it's only here or there I hear something that goes on. But as I hear more, It's the same stuff. I think that the music that she's playing or the tour she's on now is done because they need the funds and revenue, and they did deals with Pfizer. They did deals with AMC theaters because people are not going to see these movies because movies are crap now. So that they are now getting people out there. And then there are weird things going on here because, again, the psychological warfare is very strong. And because people are now paying, I see like $20,000 for a ticket to see Taylor Swift in a concert. Are you insane? They are just, people are just, again, they are following into everything. Everything is commercialized. Everything is just being inundated to you through TV media to control you and to woo you into doing certain things. And there are a lot of things out there that are much more critical that we have to talk about. The election year this year is very critical. What's been happening on with, you had the Jewish tunnels that are going on, you have the Taylor Swift issue that's going on, you have the James Gunn issue going on, you have the Epstein documents going on, you have Hunter Biden doing what he's doing, and then you have what they're doing to Trump. And then that is to the narrative. That's where the problem is. It's Trump's tyranny, which when you had just recently, you had the journalist who was reporting in Ukraine about all the corruption, and then was picked up by the Ukrainian officials and is now dead. And Tucker Carlson talked about it too. So again, this government, this system is diseased, and it's time that we have to wake up. Again, the fact that we have this conversation right now, it's talking about January 6th. That was my black pill moment where I knew that the system was corrupt completely. I thought there was two genuine sides, and there isn't. So it's just a shit show. Everything is a charade. And unfortunately, you have individuals like Mason here, whose mother is coming on very soon, who are being victimized by this, and it's a horrible thing. And then these people are being tortured. We have these people who are being tortured daily. Solitary confinement is something that is done at a supermax by killers, who have done horrible things. People who you had people who burned down it was a Walgreens a few months ago, not a few months ago, back in 2020, and they got a slap on the wrist, $500 fine. You have people who do murders to get off, and then you have people who walk into the Capitol because if you know your Constitution and you know the process, January 6th is when the electors go there, and then they were fighting. Some in Congress were fighting, but the Senate killed it down because it's all orchestrated. And it's I saw it there, and I saw it with my own eyes, and the whole narrative has been misconstrued. And we have real people, political prisoners, who have been in jail for many, many months and have been sentenced and labeled as terrorists, even though they haven't done anything. So please, I was going to be there, but again, I couldn't walk at the time, and I was watching on television going, yes, now they're finally going to do something about this farce that happened on the election in 2020. And when they orchestrated this, and I saw it happen right in front of me, it was just horrible.
Sorry about that. I don't know what I did.
No, I thought something was coming on. I was trying to go, but that's the situation, and it just bothers me.
Hey, Janet, if you want to do that and get more and more and more viewers, I'm sure it's the male fan base or the Subaru driving softball players.
Oh no, I don't want to do that. It was an accident. I was typing LOL, and instead of putting it in the deal, I just typed it on the keyboard, and it did that for some reason.
Kronos, you're my hero.
But and essentially, everyone out there, please, I have shared this. I'm simulcasting this on my 2 channels that I have. Janet's out there doing it too, because again, I put in my link. I put in her information. She's coming on here. Her Twitter account. Please go follow her. Do what you can to help Mason out.
Twitter in the chat really quick again,
because it is an American tragedy what's going on, and the fact that I don't turn the TV on. I just walk by the TV sometimes and I see it, or I see, memology 101 or people just, making fun of what's going on here. And the narrative is horrifying, where they basically label me somebody who supports Donald Trump, who basically I'm a classical liberal. When you think about libertarian, I really am. I don't care what you do with your life, as long as you don't encroach on my life. And this country, starting, for a very long time, has been encroaching on the liberties of regular Americans. And I just said, live and let live. But when you start to encroach on my life, then I start to push back. And this is why I'm taking a stand. And back then, right when this happened, I knew right then and there I had to get out. So I left Illinois. Unfortunately, I'm back here again, but there's a reason. The reason for everything. And I'm continuing my health journey. I have about 140 more pounds to go. And I'm going to continue to do that and have a new lease on life. Because again, we all need to be the light in the darkness. Mm-hmm. And this, and we have to remember that there are men and some people that are still locked up, that have lost their lives mysteriously sometimes. You think about, John McAfee, Jeffrey Epstein. You had who else? A bunch of people who basically he committed suicide by hanging himself and shooting himself with a shotgun. Anyway, so many different things. It's insane. That's been going on. We have to hold strong and fast on what we need to do and be resolute. Take care of yourself, take care of your family. A lot of people right now are having power outages. I lost some power before, but there was winter storms going along. So much for global warming, eh? But again, it's insane. All we need to do. So welcome to the shit show, everybody.
Sorry, I was trying to look it up. I heard someone talking about this the other day in a space on X that it was up to 8 or 9 people have committed suicide that were involved in January 6th. So that's what I was looking up really quick. If any of you guys already know, that would be really, really good. But
that's what they want.
I know, and that's the
Taxation Kings was right.
Many of them
classic liberalism. That's
got to go to court. They haven't. I just don't understand why there isn't a whole bunches of civil rights activists, lawyers up there wanting to defend every one of these people, because to be able to take somebody, put him in jail, and not even let them go to court for over a year or so.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And to me, it's just shocks. It's shocking to me.
And no investigation, no investigative reporters doing this, and those that are doing it are deemed as, plants being paid by somebody, like they did to Matt Taibbi was one of the first ones that did the Twitter files, and he is not. He's lefty a little bit. I'm deciding so he's open-minded. Again, people are waking up on what's going on here, but it's a slow process. But again, this is the time that we have to face the reality of what's going on in this world. That is why, like I said, I'm selling everything I own. I'm looking for a new place to go, and even more so now, I have to talk to somebody, because a lot of new personal news is happening. So I need to make some changes and find a new community, which it's coming to pass. I just gonna have to talk to some people about that and figure out what's next for me personally, which is good news and a challenge. I am going to be going on my own quest, because again, not only do I need to lose weight or get rid of these tumors, I need to find work, but I want to find a home and be with the one I love and the one that loves me, and that's very, very critical. Mm-hmm. And that is going to be a very tough journey too. I need to go through a lot of hoops. Mm-hmm. And then I'm up for the challenge, because it's a thing. Set some goals for yourself in 2024 and make a daily goals and make a difference in your own life. You can. I know it's difficult now, but again, we can no longer say it doesn't affect me. It does. Everything will affect you. Because again, 8 billion people were suffering under what the New World Order was doing, and then that was 20. Then this is planned before. You know what happened in 2019 when all these CEOs mysteriously quit. their jobs, the great resignations that were happening. Then you had all of what happened in 2020, 2021. It started. This is when everything started with January 6th, and then 2022 was my own personal hell, and then 2023 was my redemption coming back. But again, we still have a long way to go. And you remember what happened in 2022? There's supposedly to be a red wave, but it didn't happen because people were disillusioned. People were still not following or not realizing how nefarious this is, and saying that, okay, we can just go to the polls. And then they didn't go. They didn't vote. Or they did, and then the other side does, their mass ballot harvesting. That's going to happen. Things are going to go wrong, and you've seen this. 2,000 mules? You saw the pallets of bricks that were being delivered places. All of the stuff they did. They burned down cities, and you had CNN actually having the fire in the back. It says mostly peaceful. It's in the burning, and then you had them going after. Still, to this day, they're going after Kyle Rittenhouse. It's terrible.
There's a lot of people that never believed that he wasn't guilty of just running around with his gun.
And he shot black people.
Yeah, that he was just running around shooting innocent people. And that's what they still believe. And it won't matter how much evidence comes out. Just like people still believe in the PP dossier. I can't believe how many people I still hear talking about all that stuff. Yes. And I'm like, it was proven it was Russian disinformation from Clinton hiring.
Well, I think that I think it's more accurate that Clinton created it with Russia. That's what's more accurate, with Russian spies.
I've been really surprised that all that stuff, when Hillary first started saying the Russian collusion and all that stuff, when she first started talking about it, because she's the one who made a deal for what was it, Uranium One.
Yes.
With Russia. She's made, her and the Bidens have made tons of deals with Russia and Ukraine and all of them. I don't know if Trump doing any of those things. But
and the thing is that I don't know what's going on.
They blame it on someone else.
Correct. And then the thing you had, like, I saw Whoopi Goldberg in a clip that Memology put out there regarding the fact that Trump's gonna arrest everybody and put kill all the gays and all that stuff. Like, what are you all talking about? What are you talking about? You're insane.
They go with any narrative that they hear.
They're going with what they're projecting, because they are the ones that are saying they're going to go after anybody wearing a red hat. Orange hat, you're okay. So but I'm going to wear my red hat. Because again, it's like I said, I never voted for anybody in my life. I voted against somebody in every election. I voted for Bush because I didn't want, Dukakis. I voted for, I voted for Dole because I didn't, I voted for the person because I was voting against the other guy. And even in 2016, in Perot, I voted for Perot twice, because I said, I don't want these guys. I want somebody else. And then in 2016, I didn't vote for either of them either, because I said, no, I'm not doing this. Because again, but then in 2020, I said, you know what? He's done what he says to do. And the only reason that, like, people like Ann Coulter or those people say, well, you didn't do enough or all that stuff, because he trusted that there were two sides, and there's not. There is one side. There's the uniparty.
Another thing is, I remember, because I liked when he first started running, I didn't really like him. I liked Ben Carson. Okay. And I was telling everybody, he's smart, he's articulate, he's a wonderful husband and father. He had a great career. He was caring. He loved this country, all these things that he just exuded for me. The only thing, I just felt he was so calm, and stuff. And I was I don't know if he'd be what we need. To kick booty, you know what I mean? So when he came back out and said, when I saw this one video, this is what I saw. Someone shared it with me, and it was the debate. They were going to have one of the debates, and it was like one of the Bushes was going up there, and it had a whole bunch of others, and they had Ben Carson and they had Trump. And I remember they called a few names, and then they called Ben Carson, but he didn't hear it. So he was standing there waiting for him to call his name because there was a lot of yelling and stuff going on. And then they called someone else, and they called Trump. And then Trump saw Ben standing there, and he just stopped and stood by Ben. And all the other names were called, and they just walked right past him, like, oh well, see you later. We could care less.
Yeah. There was that was done on purpose. It was all done on purpose.
Person that Trump was, okay. So both the guys would have stopped and waited for the other people. Is what I'm saying. That showed character.
Exactly, and that's the whole idea. You have to have some character. And then the thing that happened yesterday was, I think that Trump actually said that he knows who he's going to pick for his vice president.
Mm-hmm.
So right now it's
Thank God it's not Nikki Haley.
Hope it's
no,
Ben.
it's not going to be her.
I hope it's Ben.
He actually said he's.
No, I hope not. God, no.
I hope it is
Can't
Ben.
be. I don't under Ben Carson is not presidential material. He is. I don't need. I look at him.
Presidential material.
No. He's not.
And he
even
won't
that.
stab
He's
Trump
just
in
a
the back.
secretary.
He's already proven that. That's what I don't know who he's going to pick. I'm just saying. I hope that's
but
no,
Ben Carson. No,
I don't want
I
to
don't
pick
see him as anything.
Sarah
But
Huckabee
he's a good guy, but no.
We need her.
God, it's like
we need her
very
as
weak.
a governor. We need as many governors that care about our country as we can keep. And I don't want to take any governor.
But like I said before in shows in the past, you have to remember something. We're in 2024, and in 2020, 2000, 24 years ago, after when Bush, the whole Bush debacle occurred with the Chads and all that stuff, the Democratic Party, because I watched the news, I read it a lot. They vowed to control every Secretary of State's office in every state, and hence you have Katie Hobbs in Arizona, and then you have all the shenanigans that happened in 2020 because again, all these Secretary of States were Democratic, regardless of what the hell, regardless of what was going on.
Great job.
Yeah, but the camera's actually not. He's on his wall. He's getting playing, and that's the whole idea.
Yeah, he glued all that shit to his wall.
Exactly.
I've seen commercial or I've seen videos like that. It looks.
They did some. Or I've seen that shit too. It's hilarious. Actually, in my opinion,
pounding the floor. Oh my God.
The best, in my opinion, best VP for Trump this time, Tulsi Gabbard, and there's a reason why. Because if he actually gets a Democrat or a former Democrat who is a moderate, he can actually go on a marketing campaign for his presidency in which he can honestly say, I am trying to seriously unite this nation by having a Democrat or former Democrat in as my VP. That way, or me and her do not agree on everything. We're politically unaligned. However, I am willing to work with her as a gesture for unity so that we can finally bring both parties together and maybe get this country back on track.
She's kind of scary for me. Isn't she the one that was all out that she was ready to get rid of us having a Second Amendment?
Tulsi is very
she was military, so I don't think she would be anti-second
or
anti-2A.
She is against the 2A. She's not
I've heard her say that she doesn't think that we should be able to have the weapons, some of the weapons that we have and things like that. So I don't know. I don't know if I would.
I like her, but again, I like her, but again, if
she's slowly red pilling.
Well, yeah, but not fast enough to be VP. But she could be definitely if he pulls people like her into his cabinet.
Yes.
And proves that he wants to work with either side as long as they're for America, then I'm all for that.
Well, Janet, the issue there is those that have been disillusioned. Tulsi Gabbard, who else? Vivek, Ron Paul for a little bit. Even Rand Paul. Ron Paul and Rand Paul, both of them. Those that want to stand up, because again, I don't know what's going on, but I heard Rand Paul was talking about he's making a special announcement about something.
Oh, he did. It's a never Nikki, or he did an anti-endorsement.
Oh, he did an anti-endorsement. Okay.
Anti-endorsement against Nikki Haley.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
that's the
he
thing.
was
And-
basically saying, I'm not endorsing anybody right now, but I'm telling you who I will never endorse, and that's Nikki Haley.
There you go. Well, that's good. Well, that's the whole idea. Because again, and here we are talking about this. Hopefully, Angie will be here soon. But we're on the verge. Well, not on the verge. Someone say, "Are we in World War III or not?" And I think that this is insane. That the United
Did
States
you see what
government,
happened today?
yes,
Supposedly us attacking. What was it? What was it again?
this
Houthis,
Houthi
Yemen.
Yeah,
in
Yemen.
Yemen, the
I keep
Israel,
saying all these wrong things.
the who is it? The Iranian-backed Houthis in Yemen. But again,
Yeah.
get this stop. Leave them alone.
Yeah, but
Leave
the
them
thing
alone.
is, I think, just like I've been saying, and I don't hate to be such a black pillar, but I really think this administration is trying to tear us up from within, bankrupt us to make us even more vulnerable because our stability is just gone when it comes to
Right.
finances, and get us into some stupid wars, a couple of them maybe, that we shouldn't be in, to make us even more strung out on our military, and then call martial law, and then we don't have elections. That's what I'm just afraid of that. I really am. But it just seems like more and more things are happening for me to see that. And
Yeah.
I hope I'm
You're not wrong. They are trying to divide us. They brought
the
back
thing
the
is-
racial segregational.
Yeah, and they don't have to do anything.
They've already done
All they
that by,
got to
by,
do
just by
is let
proxy.
Black Lives Matter, Antifa, and all these different groups that are coming out, the Hamas lovers, and Palestinian.
I'll just say this:
Here's the thing. This is what I
Martin
would
Luther
do.
King
Attack
Jr.
us.
is rolling over in his grave right now because it's not the content of your counter, the color of your skin is now the line. They're going by the color of the skin for everything.
Mhm.
Chris Gore had mentioned on Film Thread, and it was brought up in FNT tonight, that all of that, they basically have this checklist that you have to fill out. So whites not apply, men not apply. You have to be, black LGBTQ without a leg to get anything. It's insane. It's very, very insane.
It's I don't know. I'm just
DEI is DIE, must die. It's dumb. And like I said, it's true because I was applying for jobs out in Philadelphia area, and one of them was with a museum of art, and they basically said, "Do you support DEI? What is your
Diversity,
stance
equity,
on
and
DEI
inclusion.
and how it work?" I said, "It's stupid." And I just said, "I filled out the application. And I don't care. I'm going to stand up. No, I'm anti DEI. I'm going to stand up against this nonsense." Because again, you have to remember that all of this is tied to money, going back to fake money, and it's all tied to policy. BlackRock, Larry Fink, that freak, what he's trying to do, they are trying to change people's, and they're doing it already. If you go any video that talks about January 6th, they have that Chiron on the bottom. Not Chiron, the Wikipedia link that says the January 6th tank was caused by Trump. It says that in Wikipedia, so they are already lying. They're number one. Then you talk about COVID
feedback on that.
or the Wuhan flu, which is the Wuhan flu, that Fauci did, and the CIA and the FBI did. CIA and the Chinese Communist Party did. They talk about it. The misinformation, blah blah blah. They label it. Then of course, here in Chicago right now, it's a major snowstorm, and it's so much for global warming. But they're pushing that shit that they still think there's no. And then
they call it
recycling.
climate change now.
Yeah, because it's going to actually get colder.
Just move the goalposts enough to where they're right no matter what. That's all that matters.
But that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea.
See, that's why they never answer yes or no questions. It's always in the center, because that way they can lean this way or lean that way to fit any puzzle, you see, because they never say, if you ask them a direct question, they never answer it. I get so frustrated when I see the reporters at the White House and they ask a direct question and the person just goes all the way around it and never answers the question, and they let them get away with it over and over again. I'm like, Trump.
But again, it's only there's only who is it?
Always directly answered.
Who is it? Rosen, Ducey, and that guy from Africa, Simon Ataba, I believe is his name. Those are only three journalists. Everyone else is a shill for the status quo.
My script says to ask this question.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
insane.
friggin' Ducey recently just went off on not or cringe, but what's his name? He's like, why should we believe anything this administration says after they're lying about the your freaking Secretary of Defense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if attack happens in America, a major one, any of them, they had the Fort Worth bomb, the explosion. It's a gas leak. You had that thing that happened months ago in Philadelphia, that house that blew up, gas leak. They're
Yeah.
and they
I saw
yeah
that.
they go, who is it? Like I said, John McAfee, Jeffrey Epstein, a bunch of people that just famous people who say I'm not going to kill myself and they end up dead. It's systematic. It's spy shit, and it's happening right in front of us, but we're not paying attention. No one cares because everyone's distracted. Because I have to see Taylor Swift,
Yeah.
who's being paid by Pfizer.
Wait, where's Taylor Swift at? Because I'd like to see Taylor Swift.
Oh, darn God. No,
not in the least bit. She's a fucking CIA shell. Fuck her. And secondly,
I know. I'm playing.
The wall's going to be so glorious to her. You think Madonna right now is cringeworthy as a 65-year-old gyrating, twerking cunt on stage? No. I can't wait for Taylor Swift to hit 40 and she has a fucking meltdown without her fucking CIA drugs. And she's just unable to fucking cope with it. And she comes out the next day and she's got 2 knives dancing around half naked in her kitchen like a certain individual that I used to fat to. And I
Did
still
you
might
see
tomorrow.
that video?
Jesus
With the
Christ.
dogs running around. I kept going, oh my God, she's going to drop one of those knives, and one of them dogs is going to walk under her, and she's going to drop one of those big knives into her.
No. She's going to fling it at her husband.
I just was freaking out.
Thank you, Winky. I'd rather stick my dick in a wasp nest over Taylor Swift. Exactly. There are some things you look at and you're like, that's a trap. Don't fuck that. Do not fuck that. That's a trap.
I've been seeing lots of posts saying that they don't even think it's a woman or born a woman. I'll just put it that way.
Oh,
what?
Yeah.
Brittany?
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Brittany gave birth. I've seen pictures of her pregnant and stuff.
She doesn't have any, or Taylor Swift doesn't have an Adam's apple, so I can tell you right now, she is definitely.
Neither does Caitlyn Jenner anymore. There's surgery for that nowadays.
Yeah, surgery removed, but
the thing is that we have seen Taylor Swift in her career from she was country, then she transitioned. Oh my God, she transitioned to pop. Yeah. And then of course,
I'm not saying I think she's a woman. I mean, I've seen her since she was young. So unless she got it way down when she was in high school or something, but
but it's so funny the fact like the one thing that that's pop culture wise that I still don't understand, or maybe I do, and it's just the fact that everyone's complete idiots, are the Kardashians. I don't get that. And who was I saw that they were like showing pictures of her and her new boyfriend, who's this Kylie Jenner, who has a new boyfriend, the actor from Dune.
Isn't he a rapper or something?
No, she's with the lead actor from Dune, Timothy Chalamet, or what like that.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
So then she's
so
she goes through guys like a porn star.
They all do. I mean, it's like a Rolodex
because she is a porn star.
The sisters.
Yeah,
four of them.
A cultural porn star.
Well, isn't there like 4 sisters, and they got like a Rolodex, and they just go through and have a baby with this one and a baby with that one,
exactly,
or whatever. But they're famous because they had big asses or nice round asses, long black hair, and olive complexions, and they took good pictures. And their mom.
What does her godfather think of her? Just kidding, never mind.
I don't know.
We know her.
Kim Kardashian's godfather is O.J. Simpson.
I mean, they are beautiful women. The whole family, even their mom is gorgeous. But it's good marketing. That's what they were modeling. They got them into modeling, and because none of them were singers or anything. It was mostly modeling and just being on TV. Their 15 minutes of fame just lasted a long, long time. Okay, I guess.
I prefer real wholesome women.
But that's just the way it is. But yeah,
who are freaks in the bed. What?
Agreed.
I mean,
What?
I've never liked the Kardashians because of their Chinese slave labor that they've been doing.
Yeah, exactly.
They made their
the thing is,
empire, or they made their money off of Chinese slave
But
labor.
that's the whole thing. People have talked about, that America is built on slavery. We built this country. We built them in, and then of course there's more slaves now in China, in Africa. You got your nice phone, iPhone, or it has the battery, slave labor. Got your nice clothes you get.
Yeah.
You
What
go and
about
spend
all
all this money on
electric
slave
cars?
labor?
And
Yeah.
There was something else I saw. I'm trying to remember what it was, because you have to have a certain type of mineral that they can only get in Africa in those mines.
Yeah, cobalt.
Yeah, cobalt. That's it. And I was watching some of the videos that people were sharing, and it's a bunch of little kids. I mean, they barely look old enough to even, have a shovel.
They don't have shovels. Use their hands.
They're using their bare hands and stuff digging, and they're putting stuff in like shirts and dragging it over and giving it to their parent or whoever the person is.
So they get 2 cents a day to live.
Rest in peace, Raul. But Raul told me the best joke ever, and he's like, "Bruce, how old were you when you had your first job?" I'm like, "Well, I started mowing lawns for money when I was 10." He's like, "Ha! I beat you." What'd you do? I was 4. You were 4 years old. I was 4, and I worked in a coal mine. You were a coal miner when you were 4. It's like, no, fuck you. I was a shovel. I'm like, wow.
Shit.
Oh, that's terrible.
Crafting gamer. Oh, God bless.
Holy shit, dude.
It's crazy.
And he'd show me, he'd scoop down to like 2 handfuls of dirt as best as he could. Then he'd go run. And then he'd come back and he'd grab 2 more handfuls of dirt and he'd go run. And that's what he was doing. He's like, yeah, I was doing this when I was a very young boy. I'm like, I don't know if you're joking with me, if you're fucking with me, or if you're like, you expect me to believe this because you're Mexican or what. He's like, oh, no, I did this. I'm like, for money. He's like, yes, mom and dad got paid. Okay. They work there too. Oh, okay. Family affair.
Because my mother told me that her and her sister picked cotton beside their mother, I guess in Texas and Oklahoma. I think it was in Oklahoma and Arkansas, or maybe, I don't know, because I don't remember exactly where they all were at, but just to help make money when they weren't in school. And my grandpa shoot horses for a living, and he was in the Army. So,
wow.
People.
Is he in the Army now with Pauly Shore?
No, I don't think so. But the thing is that, hardworking people is what built this country. People that tilled their own land and built their own homes, built their own schools and taught children, took turns teaching the kids at schools, things like that. I mean, does anybody, how come nobody's tried to remake Little House on the Prairie?
Because again, it celebrates a nuclear family, a strong father and mother, family with family values, close knit, close to the church or their community and all that stuff. So that's interesting. That's what they don't want that. And it's kind of funny. That's what basically
an actual girl that grew up that way that wrote books about it. Okay. So basically it's factual when it comes to a lot of things about the way people were back then. Right.
Exactly.
And how things were run and how communities work together and how families work together to get things accomplished at their homes. And it wasn't all, oh, look at me. There's no way you can make money back then unless you worked in the saloon as a saloon girl doing what the Kardashians do. You know what I mean? Today.
There's always been that element there, the Wild West, the saloon owners. But the thing is, it's so funny that a lot of the saloons back then were run by women. They had the power, and that's something that's not being told a lot about what they're doing. So it's very interesting that they don't mention these things that were going on back then. And now they say that all women are oppressed. It's insane. It's not true.
Janet's
We had
the
a
least
woman
oppressed
vice
woman I've ever
president,
met.
so we're not you're not
I
oppressed.
think that's ridiculous.
And
I
you-
don't
and
think
you-
that.
I know
I
you
don't
don't, but the thing is,
I don't
that's
think
the
all women are
narrative. Because you had,
oppressed.
like I said, you had Whoopi Goldberg on her show, The View or whatever, telling the whole audience. And the thing is that it's on ABC. Is The View's on ABC, which is Disney owns ABC, so it's a Disney property, and they are touting the fact that if Trump wins, he'll be a dictator, because he said it. He'll be a dictator day one, and that's the line that they took. And again, I get what Trump was doing, because he wants to basically troll them. It's fine, troll them all they want. But he says that they're going to go after and get rid of reporters, and they're going to kill all the gays. They're saying that, and this is what she says they're going to do, even though now they are doing it now. They killed the reporter of the Ukraine, the one that Biden wouldn't get out of the Ukraine.
Gonzalo
and
Lira.
then he was
Coach Red Pill.
Excuse me?
Gonzalo Lira, he was Coach Red Pill.
Yeah.
He's one of the best YouTubers up until 2019. And he started seeing shit on the walls, and he started seeing things that were up, and you could tell. But the guy was quiet about it because he wanted to get his facts straight before he started yammering out the mouth. But that guy he did so much for people. He did a lot. Before he became a wartime correspondent, that guy was a chromosome Y, very much a red pill carrying and infusing individual, and he would fix your head. He would help you, and he would help you identify the problems that you had been educated with and fix your own perceptions, because he would challenge the shit that you had been taught and things that you had been taught for years and decades that cemented himself. Suddenly he was able to take a jackhammer to it mentally and help you figure out how the world actually works. And then when the war started, he became a fucking just a Walter Cronkite on the ground. And it's so shameful what's fucking happened. I don't know how to really bring it to words on how furious I am. I'm already pissed off at everything that's happened since March of 2020. This doesn't help it. And I'm going to shut up now.
Well, does he still have a channel?
I think he's dead.
Oh, you think he died? Oh, that's really sad.
No, he did die. They basically, Tucker Carlson put it out that he basically he was in the Ukraine, and he was reporting on what Zelensky was doing, and then the Zelensky government rounded him up, and then put him in prison.
Oh, is he the one that we're talking about the other day that passed away?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And then Tucker Carlson was trying to put it out there to get something done, but Biden would not help get him out. Again, an American reporter.
But they got Brittany Griner out.
Well, yeah, because she's a carpet munching Subaru driver
for the Merchant of Death, which is insane. Again, this country, this administration, this government doesn't care about you, the American.
If you see 12 black SUVs going through your town, hit them. Sorry. I'll shut up, Ruben. I'm sorry, sir.
I'm making my tea right now. Sorry, it was too loud. The thing is that's the thing. This government doesn't care about you. And again, I see that now, because January 6th, 2021 was my black pill moment. Then they get rid. And then I stopped. I had stopped watching Fox. But when they fired Tucker, that was it. I said, no, this is getting ridiculous. And when you have a person like Russell Brand, who was there was video of him back in 2007. Was it 2006 or 7, around there? He was saying you have to vote for Barack Obama. Because again, that's the other aspect. It's the narrative. They believe that we all. Well, I didn't believe. I knew he was he's fraud, but the vast majority believed in the Obama story, which is fake. And this people are being fooled over and over again. People believe that the moon landing didn't happen. People, it's insane. and I swear it happened. It was probably a few months before all the nonsense of the pandemic happened. And I was on Facebook back then a lot more often now. Every day I would open up and I would see Facebook, and there was this whole broom thing. Stand your broom up only happens one day, and everyone was posting it. And I'm going, you were all falling for it. This is not true. And everybody that I knew back then said, oh, we're just having fun. It's okay. No, you say it enough, people will believe it. People believe all this shit. They believe that there is such a thing as global warming, man-made global warming. It doesn't exist. It's done. And what they're doing now with HARP, what they're doing now with the chemtrails, Alex Jones was right on everything. 9/11 was an inside job.
Did you see that interview with him and Tucker? When
I did the original one.
I can't believe I'm agreeing with Alex Jones on so many issues. He was surprised by it because he was like, he brought up so many things that Alex Jones talked about from way back when everybody used to laugh at him and say, this guy's a nut. Is he the guy that runs the National Enquirer? And all? I mean, I heard so many horrible things about him when from when he first started. And at first I really didn't pay that much attention to him, but the more little bits here and there that I got to watch, I started going, God, this guy, he's kind of smart. I started listening to some of the things, and I didn't agree with everything he said.
Yeah.
But, I don't agree with everyone at all anyways. But I was just really surprised as time has gone by and the harder. Now, it was a couple of people I met on, I think it was Telegram, that was saying, I started really listening to him when I started seeing all the people coming down on him. Okay. And they said, when a person starts getting railroaded over and over again for everything they say and do, that means something. And that's who I, start listening to and zooming in on, because the more they bash you, the more you're probably right over the target. So I'm starting to try to do that, is start to pay attention to the people that I hear people railroading. And I'm like, I got to listen to them more and not look over there just because somebody says, look at the shiny object over there.
Has our guest gotten back to you?
Oh, let me go look and see if she's still in her space. Hold on.
Yes, we're vamping here. A very, very well good vamping.
She's still not finished over there yet, but she sent me a message saying she definitely wants to be here. So,
no problem.
She's the one that sent me the link. She's the one that sent me the link to her son's Gifts and Go and stuff. So you just have to bide our time. I mean, we would be just talking about
fluoridation of the water, very, very bad. That's why I drink spring water. Oh, did you hear the news also? They said that they for the longest time that the amount of particulates in plastics has been greatly underestimated. It's or
what do you mean?
Saw that. The little water bottles.
Particles are actually like 2,000 times more in plastics. Microplastics are affecting everybody. Food systems totally like been destroyed by this, and they're
my mother said that years ago when you had Tupperware, that it was special made, so you could cook and stuff in it. And I was like, what do you mean special made? She goes, well, plastic, like, you get these plastic tubs with butter and stuff, like people would cook in them, and Mom would say, no, don't cook out of that because it's got chemicals that release from the plastic into the food. You have to cook in special made whatever,
or glass
dishes, or glass, or metal, pans that's used in the oven. But that was a long time ago when I was little, and I remember I'm talking about. So I've never really,
Yeah, this is brand new.
It's in the private chat.
What happened?
I just never looked at any of that stuff. So you want me to put that on there?
Go ahead. Actually, let me share it. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, it's Bruce. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's Alex Jones. Sorry, Alex. Thanks for coming along.
Oh, it's great. Great. I always warn people about the fluoridation of the water. It turns the frogs gay.
So, Alex, what do you say about this?
Plastic particles in bottled water.
Yeah, I can believe that.
microscopic pieces of
Some
plastic.
people drink
hardware.
hundreds of bottles a week. If you think about it.
Now, they've been found in bottled water in concentrations from 10 to 100 times more than previously estimated. Researchers from Columbia University and Rutgers University found roughly 240,000 detectable plastic fragments in a typical liter of bottled water. The study was published Monday in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences. If you read this entire article, you're going to find out that you probably have cancer. In fact, just admit it, you have cancer. So
we all have cancer, you know that, you know.
Post this in the
Just
comments.
whether or not our body can keep it from killing us.
Yeah, keep it, because that's why your T cells. Again, that's why. Again,
immunity.
you don't get anything you don't need to get. Don't get a jab you don't need to get, and anything like that. That's the thing is that like think about this. The last time I had a cold was probably 1980. I don't get colds. My condition that I have, my weakness occurs. It's an autoimmune condition. It's an overactive immune system. So yeah, basically, like the lady I'm staying with right now, she got COVID. And she was sick, and me, I was like, okay, fine. Nothing happened.
I haven't had COVID yet.
Why would anything happen to me? Because I'm invincible. No, I am, and it was.
But the thing is, how do you trust a system? Honestly,
I don't.
I know, but how do you trust any system to test you for COVID? After I watched all those videos and I shared them on my timeline, showing all these kids in India on the ground picking up those little sticks that you stick up your nose, putting them in the sleeves and handing them to their mom for her to seal it. Okay.
Exactly.
And the same thing with the masks. The kids were holding the edge of the mask, sitting on the ground with their bare hands. They're barefooted and all that. And they're making these massive people are wearing these. The other day, I saw two people that came into the business that I was in, and we're both wearing masks.
Gun to the head.
Like, you know, and it's really sad because
I'm
not going to stick one of those sticks up my nose.
Who was it? There was a San Francisco City Council that they everyone was in there wearing masks like morons, and they're all saying "Free Palestine." And I went, okay, idiots.
But the thing is, a bunch of other videos I've seen on TikTok, mostly because they get taken down really quickly on YouTube. So, and I've seen a few on here on X. I mean, not here, but on X of people taking those swabs and opening them, wiping them on like watermelon or their cat, or going in the bathroom and just wiping the counter, you know, just wiping all kinds of stuff and then putting them in the thing and mailing them off. And then almost every one of them came back COVID. So it's just a setup. The whole thing was a setup to get the numbers high enough so they could get approved to get the vaccine started. See?
Yeah.
I mean,
and then all of those, and then all of the insurance companies out there actually got paid more money when somebody, you know, was in a motorcycle accident and died, but he died with COVID. So it's insane. They just put on there, all the people who died in 2020, no matter what they had, they put with COVID so that the insurance company could pay out more.
The thing is, I think that they might have put COVID or whatever it is on the tip of those things before even people use them. That's like when you wipe a cat's ass, or you'd wipe a watermelon or anything and put it in there, two of them would come back as positive, whether they because it already had COVID on it.
They did that. The guy tested it. There's some African guy, or sorry, African president did that. He basically tested it. He put it in. He took it out of thing, swiped it on a fruit, and then tested it. It was positive.
Yep. And I bet if you took it out, you could test it. I would like to see that now that I've been thinking about it, is if they took it right out of the package and tested it without even being on anyone or touching anything. They're already pre-made to be positive. You know what I mean? Most of them.
Yeah.
They wanted 80% to be positive.
It's insane. It's just a big scam, and I'm done with it all. That's why I'm basically going away. And it's funny. Like I mentioned it offline last time. What's going on in my life, but I mentioned to you is like I basically told everybody. Everyone knows my story. The fact that I'm looking for a place to go, a community to be with and just be off grid. And it looks like that might happen, but I got to figure out what to do, because now I'm going to have to go through some certain hoops to make it happen.
I'm telling you, man, Branson, Missouri, or Springfield, Missouri, be okay. You have Joplin. You have
it's gonna be. I have to ask the authority, which I could say what I have to ask the rabbi where to go. And now you're completely perplexed, aren't you?
No, not in the least bit.
Well, no, I thought she's Jewish, right?
Yes, she is. She is.
So
the basic, she's Jewish Orthodox, and basically, the way that it works there is that as a non-Jew, to convert over to marry, the process is I would need to go to a community now and live with amongst them, and then learn all of it, all of the practices that they do. And then once I'm approved and have gone through the proper study of being a good husband, then I can marry her. So, but again, it ends up being everything that I asked for in a way, because like I said, I study theology. I know I read the Bible. I've read all the different versions, all the different books, but I kept on going to myself. Where's the original source? So I kept going back and back and back and back and back. Because again, they had these, the new version and this and that, King James, the Tyndale Bible, and then you had the one from the Christian Orthodox, the Oriental Orthodox, the Armenians, and the one that the closest one that I am very interested in is the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Those are very good, but it was always Orthodox, and it was like, so then that was only the New Testament aspect of it. So then I'm going, wait, what about the what do you call it? What's this for?
What are you about to do?
This is when Reuben goes to the Jewish land, and this is how things will go.
Exactly, it will go like this. It will happen.
I've never seen that before.
That's basically true.
That's horrible.
And then whenever
oh no, this one. Oh yes, this is funny. The Tupperware.
They love the Tupperware.
I was just talking about the Tupperware.
I know, this is why it's so funny. What the hell? Oh, and then of course this is funny too. I love this one.
Of course, he can't make that. Give it to one of them. Hold my spear.
What are we doing? And then, of course, first time the ball. Yes, he knows what to do. He can get it. All right, I know what I'm doing.
Oh my god!
Okay, let's try it out.
Is this him setting up a basketball team or something?
But every basketball goes inside.
And there's his lovely wife.
I love there's no volume, but I love the line. I think they got the hang of it.
Got the hang of it. I love this movie.
What's the name of it?
Airplane.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Tommy, the Guinea Pig Collective.
Dear Lord.
I think I saw it, but I don't know. I don't remember that whole scene.
Wait, what?
I don't remember that whole scene.
So Mike,
the race is on.
I don't guess I did see it. Is that the one where he's flying and he's got water pouring off his head? And he's
yes.
Okay. Well, I've seen bits and pieces of it, but I haven't seen the whole movie. No.
Guinea Pig did a video the other day about complaining about the internet, and I was with my mom, and I'm like, "Hey, Mom, does this voice sound like me?" She's like, "Yeah, what? Make a video?" I was like, "No, that's not me."
Who was it?
Tommy, the Guinea Pig Collective. It's like, dude, your voice.
You guys,
that was your voice,
a lot alike, but I could tell you apart because I've heard.
Yeah, it's like, holy crap, man.
Right. But the thing is that it's like I told everybody in my video, said this back about a year ago, or about the same time, is when I was basically very, very sick. I mean, very, very, very sick. And I basically prayed, and I say God came to me and healed me. That was the whole process. And that the first thing he basically said was, well, basically said you're loved. That was the number one. It's love. It's all he said. You're loved. You know, and you'll heal. And then the second thing was let go of it all. So that's why I sold or lost everything I own. I have my computers, my stereo, and then my clothes. That's basically all I own now. And I don't have a home. I'm staying here and I'm still trying to find work. And that's where I was basically saying for the last year, you've been hearing me saying I need to find a place to go and start a new life, and just want to basically walk into a place and going, here I am. What do you want me to do? And it's funny that last week, or sorry, not last week, the last week of the year, I was talking with a guru of mine, because again, been reading the books, and I've been going. I'm now about to study the Torah, and then study the Vedas from the Hindu religion and the Jewish religion. And he actually had put me in contact with somebody in the summer of last year to go and live in a Hindu community, and I was going to go there in August. And it fell through because they basically said, no, we changed our mind. We're not going to, we can't rent our house out to you. So I said, okay, there was a sign there. It didn't happen. And then I basically met Haya, that's her name. And then basically it's been, we've been, and again, all our conversations have been about the future and everything. And we have a lot of things in common. She's a very strong Trump supporter. She's very pro-America, and she wants to make America great again by having children. And she's young enough to have kids. So that's what I want to do. So then I said, what do I need to do? So I would need to talk to the rabbi, which I've already talked to, and I basically need to go where to go. So but basically that's the next thing. Next phase of my life is to immerse myself in the culture, understand everything, and be dedicated toward her and her family, and basically be a good man, and then be a better man every single day. So that's my task at hand. So I have, despite everything that's going on in the world, I have faith and I have hope in a better tomorrow. That's where I am right now in my life. So it's a good thing, I think.
Well, it is a good thing. The thing is the fact that when you started on your journey to start losing weight, it put you on the road to where you are today.
Yeah. And of course, yeah. And of course, she basically says, "Oh," she says, and she saw that. Well, she saw the. Well, I didn't. I showed her the tumor. Of course, we had to. We're speaking. We haven't met in person. We only meet through video and stuff. So it's like or on the phone and the video, like that. We just communicate that way.
Well, the thing is, it's thank God for video.
Yeah, exactly.
At least that it's pretty close to. I mean, it's almost like being in, what was it, a hologram? The hologram area on like Star Trek Enterprise.
The holodeck.
Right. Yeah, holodeck, where you get to live out certain things with somebody that you can't touch, but it's real. It's like real life. So, right. I think it's just kind of cool, because I remember thinking how cool it was when I was watching videos with my dad, right. That one day I'd be able to do something like that. And this is what we're getting to do a lot, this kind of stuff. So I think it's really exciting, but Yeah,
it's so funny, the fact that basically all of her photographs that she puts out there, she's very modest. But then we were in video, she's basically like it's like the burqa comes off in a way. She's not in a burqa. I'm just saying, it's so funny the way she is.
Well, it looks like her space is done, so she should be joining us here in a minute, because there's no circle around her. That's what I was looking at.
That's good.
Because I was listening to it earlier, listening to him talking to other people in the space about different things that were going on with the other people that had been out, and what was going on with her, and different groups that they're working with and stuff. And there's usually a circle around your avatar on X if you're in a space with a speaker, talking. And
right.
It's not there now. So she should be here in just a few minutes. So hopefully
no problem.
Listen to her great story. But is there anything else you wanted to add earlier, Bruce, when
Janet,
you came in?
I'm going to probably need you before you can can bring her in, I'm going to need you to go grab a teaspoon of coffee beans. I need you to put them between your lower gums and your lip. That way you can stay awake for this, because you are going to be completely getting waxed in the next 15 minutes by Mr. Allergies.
Well, I've already taken another pill, and I used nose spray right before we started. So I think
I took a bump of some hair. Never mind.
And I had a cup of coffee beforehand too, because I knew it might be pretty late, because I knew she had a space, but she said she wants to come on. So that's one reason I said, hey, guess what? Because you guys found out right after I did. So I was rushing around trying to make sure I could do something to promote it. So we'll have to just wait and see. But you said something earlier you were talking about. Is that you already showed it? You already talked about it?
Oh, I was just talking about the plastic, the bottles.
Yeah, the plastics.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if there was something else that said that.
We are switching over to, I'm going to be buying gallon jugs of water, and if I can find somewhere around here that does glass water or glass bottles of water. I mean, I already knew that the plastic was in there. I've been drinking from plastic bottles for the past 10 years, not feeling too great from it. Also got kind of fat. That's my own personal diet issue there, and my lack of exercise, which is why when I first got on here, I'm like, I'm going to completely kick ass, and I can barely crank out 20 push-ups, and I'm fat as fuck.
Well,
I need to fix that.
Why not get the reusable, like thermos type things, and then do the whole thing where you get the deal that drips the water, and you put your water in it, and then you put it in the refrigerator, and then you can keep filling it up.
I have Stanley products. That's all I'm going to say. I've had Stanley products since I've been in the oil field.
It's kind of funny. Yeah, this is.
I have
Stanley
one of those dispensers on my refrigerator that has a filter to change every couple months, so I can have water, and it also filters my ice. So, because I do have city water where I'm at, even though I have a well, so I could have fresh water from my well, which has a kind of a metallic-y taste to it a little bit. And they said that's normal for well water. So it's like, okay. Well,
you wouldn't. Good, my mom and her wife had a well when they were living not too far from here, actually, about a quarter of a mile from here, or even less, before they moved into this house. And my brother and I didn't know that the well was to their trailer. So we kept on tossing shit in.
Oh, no.
And completely spoiled the well.
Oh, that's terrible. So mine's covered.
We weren't even, or I wasn't even 10 years old at the time that it happened. So it's like, we didn't know any better.
Oh, shit.
But yeah. So it's like, holy shit.
Literally, holy shit.
Papa Cotton, how you doing, sir?
Yeah.
Janet, the big thing that happened this week, what was your big news that happened this week?
Trying to think. You. Oh, I got picked to be on a jury duty panel for 4 months.
Don't talk about the case.
So no, there's no case yet. It's a panel, okay, and then from this panel is where they pick people for the different trials that are coming up. And right now, I think there's 4 trials on the docket for January, end of January and February, and they could either be civil or criminal. So, but I did get picked for that. There was a few people that didn't, so I was lucky to get picked. So I'm just sit and wait, and they're either going to text me or they'll call me and say, "Hey, you need to come in. We're gonna talk to you, see whether or not we're going to have you placed on a jury." I'm not placed on a jury. I'm in the jury panel, which means it's a group of people that they're going to choose from.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. That was my excitement.
Nice.
Here's the stuff that I thought really should have been looked at a little harder.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Brought to you by thedailywire.com.
Oh.
Anger over a secret hospitalization, a Hunter Biden sighting, and a contentious civil trial. The biggest political stories of the week. Hunter Biden quickly on his exit before MTG gets her hands on him. After another week of headlines, it can be hard to parse through and find the most important political stories of the week. Many stories slip through the cracks as media pulls America's attention elsewhere. Look, Taylor Swift. The following list of the week's top stories is far from expansive, but just in case you missed them, here are some of the biggest stories that Daily Wire covered from Sunday, January 7th to Friday, January 12th, 2024. At the end of last week, the public was made aware of Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin's medical complications and hospital stay. It turns out Joe Biden and other top officials in the administration were also told the alarming news around the same time the public was informed. U.S. officials reportedly told Politico, the worst paper out there, the White House officials, such as National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan, didn't know about Austin's hospital stay, which included some time in the intensive care unit, until Thursday of last week, 3 days after the defense secretary was admitted to Walter Reed National Military Medical Center. It should not have happened this way, one of the officials told Politico. Earlier this week, doctors at Walter Reed released a statement revealing that Austin was hospitalized after experiencing complications from a urinary tract infection. The statement was also said that Austin was treated in late December for prostate cancer. Nobody at the White House knew that Secretary Austin had prostate cancer until this morning, and the president was informed immediately after we were informed, Kirby said last Friday. The 70-year-old defense secretary and the Biden administration were slammed by both the right and the left, with some lawmakers calling for Austin to resign. I have lost trust in Secretary Lloyd Austin's leadership of the Defense Department due to lack of transparency about his recent medical treatment and its impact on the continuity of the chain of command, said Representative Chris DeLuzio, Democrat, Pennsylvania.
Oh my God. This is insane.
Biden ramps up attacks on Trump and his supporters. If you did not know, Trump is the leading candidate on the Republican ticket. Biden, trying to not have to deal with this, is trying to get rid of Trump. Here we go. For the second time in as many weeks, the president went after former President Donald Trump, number 45, and his supporters, us, as the 2024 campaign heats up. On Monday, Biden spoke to his supporters at Mother Emanuel AME Church in Charleston, South Carolina, the site of the 2015 race-fueled shooting that killed 9 black members of the church. Much of the speech focused on Trump as Biden compared his political rival and his supporters to defend Confederates, and yet Trump poses a threat to democracy. After the Civil War, the defeated Confederates couldn't accept the verdict of the war. They lost. So they say they embraced what is known as the lost cause, the self-serving lie that the Civil War was not about slavery, but about states' rights. They call that the noble cause. That was a lie, Biden said, adding, so let me be clear. Slavery was the cause of the Civil War. There's no negotiation about that. Now we're living in an era of the second lost cause, the president added. Once again, there are some in this country trying to turn a loss into a lie which, if allowed to live, will once again bring terrible damage to this country. This time, the lie is about the 2020 election. Speaking from the Mother Emanuel AME Church in Charleston, Biden draws a line through the Lost Cause campaign of post-Civil War Confederates and the lie spread by MAGA Republicans following January 6th. Follow me and get your super beta prostate mail. I'm Alex Jones.
And the Oscar goes to Bruce. Just kidding.
There were many causes to the Civil War: slavery, states' rights. Fucking idiot.
Yeah, there
and
were.
The fact that he's like, that's non-negotiable.
So how would they know?
Yeah, that's like, and he's saying that's non-negotiable, so that alone should be the red flag you need. It's like, here's the thing, jackass. Two things can be true at one, or two things can be true at once. One, you're a fucking living diaper stain. Two, you're a brain dead retard. Three, you don't know history at all because you're brain dead. And four, the Civil War was more than just about slavery.
Yeah, we have to remember that the thing is, we all have to remember, outside of all this, it's not about Trump, it's not about Biden. It is the deep state versus you. And it is that. It's the deep state versus you. The deep state includes big government, big pharma, big business, big banking, everything. The WHO, the IMF, the WEF, the UN, NATO, all this. It's all a big scam. And again, I love the Russian people. I love the Iranian people. I love the Jewish people. I love the African people. The people are being oppressed under this oppressive state world government that we're dealing with now. It's insane. And it leads into why we're all here regarding, what's going on with the people that were there who were wanting to be at history to stand up on January 6th. Mm-hmm. I would have been there if I wasn't that ill. And I saw it unfold. I saw what they did to these patriots. These are political prisoners. And we have to, it circles back because again, it's not about Trump. It's people think it's Biden is saying Trump and his supporters. No, it's the American people who live in a constitutional republic, you freaking idiot. And again, they don't teach this anymore. They don't teach civics anymore. They don't teach home ec anymore. They don't teach anything anymore. It's again, the people that are in charge now are people who've just gone to school and are implementing their ridiculous ideals and destroying America. The tech right now on the border of Texas, the feds are down there stopping the state government from letting people in. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's something. When you said Texas, that was something that happened. What was it, yesterday or the day before?
Yes.
Bruce, did you hear about those 7 guys?
Which ones?
The ones that raped those 2 toddlers at the mall?
Yeah, in Houston Galleria.
No.
At the Galleria?
I didn't know about this. I'm going to shut this tab down.
Okay.
Yeah, basically what happened is that, go ahead. You want to say it, John?
Well, I was going to say I can go try to see if I can find the.
You can find it. I can give a little history behind it, but basically you had an employee there that works there at the Houston Galleria, and they basically had kids there, and they were, raping them. I'll say raping the kids in the mall. And then you had the one guy down there also in Texas that was trying to sue Trump for fraud, and he was also implicated in tax fraud. So it's insane what they're doing. But those stories, you don't hear about them. It's insane. You don't hear again. Everything is a manipulation. And you had that famous video. You see it out there where every news entity is saying the exact same line over and over. It repeats like there's 100 people saying the same thing. Misinformation, blah, blah, blah. It's crazy. And there it is. This is a guy. This is a story.
Yeah, this is the article right here. And it just says that this is the only thing I found right now. Yeah, it's in Houston, man arrested in connection to filmed gang rape of toddlers in the mall bathrooms. It says that a Texas man was arrested by federal authorities after he allegedly recorded video sexually assaulting 2 toddlers. Arthur Hector Fernandez III of Houston was allegedly one of the 7 men involved. One incident took place on a changing table. It's pretty disgusting.
Yeah. Again, these people are evil. Because again, they're evil because right now we're in a nation that's a world that's allowing evil to flourish.
Went to? Can you still see this?
Yeah,
it's too very, very small.
Okay, well, let me close that one, and then I'm going to open this other one.
Yeah, you have to make it bigger.
I have got to go.
It's the article. Okay, well, I'm sorry you missed her. But thank you for showing up.
Yeah, it's all right.
And do you want to tell us anything about what's going on before I open this other thing? Go ahead.
Like what am I doing on my channel and whatnot?
Yeah.
Just my weekly recap, my movie versus movie on Tuesday, which is White House Down versus Olympus Has Fallen. National Treasure 2 on Mara Jade's channel, and The Rock discussion on Thursday on my channel. So
nice.
Yep. And then we are doing Face Off on the 31st on my channel. So yep.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight.
It's hard chat.
Yep. Sorry I couldn't say all the way.
No
That's
problem.
okay, but thank
You're
you.
good, man.
I'll talk to you later.
Yep. Take it easy. Yep. Night.
Good night.
Okay, well, here's the article. It says federal authorities have arrested a Houston man on child sex charges after videos surfaced allegedly showing him and 6 other men sexually assaulting 2 toddlers in a public restroom. And then it says he was 29, the same guy, arrested by the FBI on December 18th. So this was last December, I guess. It says a graphic 7-page complaint submitted by the FBI alleges that in addition to Fernandez, 6 other men were observed sexually assaulting a child in a series of 4 videos obtained by the agency. So this is disgusting.
That's right, gentlemen and ladies. They ran a train on a toddler, which is kind of disgusting.
Age 2 and 3-year-old, a 2-year-old and a 3-year-old kid. So
it's insane.
I know it is terrible.
And I saw a video recently of like kids. They had an outdoor strip show, and kids are sitting there watching this person strip and going, "What is going on?"
Just the thing is that until we start fighting back and fighting for our kids, this kind of stuff's just going to keep happening.
Yep.
The fact that what the story said that the 2 mothers of the girls or the little kids, they went shopping and let the gentleman watch their kids while they shopped.
That's
they were in a kiosk or whatever in the middle of the mall.
Jesus.
So, see, that just goes to show you for the parents too. It's like I got made fun of because I put one of those little wrist things on my kid, with a little bungee cord like thing. And the other one, I had a leash on her, basically a little backpack that looked like a little piglet, and it had a handle on it with a leash, so I could hold on to them and know where they were.
It's culturally in like Japan and in Europe, they allow kids. That's normal for you to basically leave your kid with somebody there in the area, or let them do something on their own. That's common there. It's here where they have, oh, you can't do that, that stuff. But then they have this set up, and people are just, they're taking advantage of or being very naive. But there are a lot of sick people out there, and again, we have to protect ourselves. And that's what's, we're living in a very sick world, and you have to be very strong and be the light in the darkness here. It's always like that.
Yeah, it's really sad and heartbreaking now whenever you see anything that has children in it, because they're the most innocent. I mean, the most weak. Yeah. Right. And also some of the videos I've seen of the elderly, in nursing homes and stuff.
Oh, being abused. Yeah.
Too. And I saw a case. If I find this stuff, I'd like to bring it up on, on a show or two if we can. Right. I saw a video, and it had his family had bought a teddy bear. I think it was a teddy bear, some kind of stuffed animal, and they had it sitting on the dresser facing the bed, and it had a camera in it, and it was videotaping supposedly whenever there was motion in the room, so they could videotape what was going on. And basically, one of the orderlies was apparently raping this old woman in her bed while she was screaming and hollering and stuff.
Jesus.
And it was all on videotape. Now, they did get the guy and put him in jail, but the fact that there's getting more and more to where we feel like we have to have secret cameras in rooms.
But again, that was the point. That was my point. The whole idea, again, it's funny that we look at the movie like V for Vendetta, or there were movies back in the past in like the 80s and all that like stuff. It talked about the idea. Excuse me?
Like the movie The Purge?
Well, no. There's movies beforehand. There was a movie that was done about, the whole the Death Wish movies, where somebody has to step up and do something. But again, what do you do? But with V for Vendetta, the whole purpose was, and it's kind of funny. The V for Vendetta was I don't know when it came out, but it foretold what was going to happen in 2020. Go back and watch it. It's 2020, November 5th, 2020 is when the movie is supposed to take place. That whole week. But the whole point is, they want to burn the cities down. They want to stop businesses from happening, and they've done that, and they've already had the precedent for it. And what's the next pandemic's going to happen? And it's basically so that you are fed up enough not to do something, but to demand action to do something, and that's what they want. That's where the pendulum swings, and you'll have the police state. Either way, you'll have the police state. Either it's going to crack down on this, or it's going to crack down on us. And it's the system is going to oppress somebody, and that's what that's why you have to say no. We're not doing this. Yeah, 2005, but it takes place in 2020. So
yeah. Wasn't there some movies called Death Wish movies, and had like what was it, Charles Bronson or
Death Wish, all the Death Wish films.
And it was
Bruce Willis.
I remember a lot of people wanting that felt that was fair, that you should be able to get revenge, against people that hurt you, and that the government won't help you take care of them.
And that's the thing. But that's the thing. It's like, from my perspective, it's not about going after. It's about being there. So it's a stand your ground aspect of it. Like I said, I have stopped 7 female rapes from happening personally.
Yes, you told us before,
and I never had to raise a hand or anything. I just basically got the guy off the girl and all that stuff, and then pushed him aside, and then he just ran away because they're fucking cowards. And but again, but the majority of the time, the women got upset with me because the guy got arrested. They got upset with me for stopping it from happening.
What was it? Because that was their boyfriend, or
or whatever,
something like that,
or whatever. It's just insane. But again, I'm not going to do anything.
It's called I don't know what it's called, battered wife syndrome or whatever.
Stockholm.
Oh, Stockholm syndrome.
Oh, well, yeah, right.
But
or it's just called a woman's brain. Just kidding.
A lot of women and guys that stay in abusive relationships. I mean, a lot of people are making fun of Will Smith because of it. They're saying that he's abused basically, and that's why he's a cuck or whatever to his wife. But I don't live there, so I don't know for sure whether or not that's what's happening. But I'm just saying, a lot of people have their point of view of what they see or think from things that they do see, partial.
Yeah, King is right. He said, if the system makes you out to be the villain, be the best damn villain you can be. Yes. And again, I go back again. Look up the dictionary term and the etymology of villain. Villain is villager. It is a common man. And that was how it was. Basically, that's again, it's Biden's doing what the elites did back then in the 15th century. They basically said all the problems with the Black Plague are done by them. Hitler did it. Biden's doing it, and it's insane. Again, be the villain. And I'll hold that moniker correctly, because I'm going to stand up for America, stand up for humanity, stand up for love. That's what we have to do. We have to fight back.
Yeah, love of country.
Yeah, love of country, and that's and again, all of these. I don't know. Did you get a count on how many people are still in solitary confinement right now for January 6th?
I don't know how many. It's a lot, though.
It's a lot.
Yeah, I don't know. Do you happen to know, Bruce?
No, I don't.
But the thing is, there was one guy recently also that basically he went in there for like 90 seconds, came in and came out, and he was arrested. And he's an African American guy, and they picked that he was flying somewhere recently, and then they said, "Oh no, you're on the no-fly list." They are going after them now, because again, think about that. We're in the election year now, so it's Biden and company, the WEF, everything like that, they have to think, let's round these people up. Let's make examples of them because they don't want anybody to stand up against what's going on. And I say no. Stand up against it. Protect yourself. Don't get entrapped, because that's what Vivek was right. It was entrapment day, basically. They and again, oh, the other thing that happened, Ray Epps, no jail time.
That's right. I forgot about that. He didn't get any time at all.
Nope.
And he's the one that was yelling, "Go inside, go into the."
And they're all saying, "Fed, Fed, Fed," and then you have poor Mason here, who was just there and didn't do anything, and now he's arrested. Yep. Because again, they did this. They did this in Vietnam, because remember, they're doing it now. Because remember, ladies and gentlemen, Vietnam wasn't what you think it is. All of the actions that led to it, we did it, and we're doing it again. All of the Houthi, the stuff that's going on in the shipping lanes, we paid them to attack our ships, so that then we can go and blame it on Iran or Iraq or who the fuck it is. I don't care. It's all stupid.
Does anybody understand why we supposedly are bombing Yemen? Is that us doing it, or
we're doing it? We're bombing it because, again, it's it's all wag the dog. It's all about let's.
I know, but what is the reason the government is trying to tell us they're doing it?
Oh, the reason why is that Iran is funding the Houthis, and Iran is funding Hamas to go and kill the Israelis. So again, that's what the narrative is saying, that Iran is behind all this, and it's all about to go after Israel and go after America. And again, it's the same old bullshit again, but but the truth is, we're doing it because we need to blame somebody for the shit that's going on here. The economy is being propped up by lies. And Trump brought this up in his town hall, that he doesn't want to be Herbert Hoover, because what's going to happen? That's their trump card. No pun intended. If he wins, then all of the agencies will basically say, "Okay, everybody, sell everything. Let's crash the system," and they'll let the system die. And that's what they don't know is, we're on to you guys. I know what you're doing. And we're just going to start drilling and drilling and drilling.
That they shot at American ships.
Under.
Yeah, but that's we shot on our own ships. We did it. We're responsible.
But that was the reason why
that was the reason they gave. But it's not. But it's not real. Just like, what the Hamas did is not real. It was all backed by the CIA and all that stuff. They were responsible too. They're doing it.
So see, the only way for us to get the truth about anything is if we have reporters there that we trust, that can actually give us updates. Because during, what was it, the 2 wars that were in Iraq or whatever, weren't there like reporters reporting all the time on it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I felt like we were kept up to date pretty well by the different reporters. And then there's all this stuff going on in Ukraine. There was nothing.
Yeah,
it was only what we were told by our government.
But don't forget. Remember what happened when Biden went to the Ukraine and they had that alarm go off? It was all fake. Again, everything's fake now. You have the flooding that was like that. Anytime there's a flood and they're out there and it's like they want to say it's like doom and gloom. They want chaos to happen.
See, all of this is just to get us ready, so that when they do say, "Okay, we're under martial law because we're going to have to go to war,"
it's not going to happen.
So yeah,
they're going to say that, but we're not going to do it. They have no idea what the American what the American what do you call it, giant. You awaken the giant, and again, this goes back to I believe it was 2012 with the Tea Party movement. It happened. Which they physically,
and they went after them with tax evasion and all that stuff.
Yes,
and all these.
They want to shut it down, and then again,
in on all of them.
Remember what happened to Parler? Parler's gone. My account on Twitter, when it was Twitter, got nuked because I spoke out against this crap. Elon brought it back. And again, I'm doing my part too with my computers and stuff. I'm basically, I had some issues. I had to do some things and fix it. So I'm back, trying to get things done. But I'm preparing. I am ready to go. I have I have my like this. Like I have a phone. Oh, there she is, right there. Just kidding. But I have a phone, and it's not an Android phone. It's not an Apple phone. It's a security phone, and I'm ready to go. I'm ready to do what I need to do.
Yeah, it's a phone that you built yourself, right?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that you feel more secure about what goes on.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, all the different, I spent hours today going through mine and changing all my passwords and deleting a whole bunch of old apps and old emails. Just random stuff that I was like, wow, I didn't even forgot this was even on my phone.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, and that's why I recommend everybody when you don't save your passwords on your devices, keep them somewhere safe. Get a YubiKey. I have to get one, but I'm not working right now. I'm trying to find work, and then hopefully when I move to this new community wherever it's going to be, I can get situated and help out.
This is what I used to put my passwords on. Old notebook. I mean, because I can open it up, flip to what I need, and I have it. And guess what? No one else can get it off the internet or off my computer or off my phone.
Where? So wait, Jeremy, where are they? Oh no, you're just saying here or just in general? Jesus, I don't know if you're saying.
I don't know.
FBI, hello CIA, we love you, morons. Anyway.
Hey, Clancy,
no. But
you got to recalibrate the satellite. Its tracking is off. It's the satellite from the NSA.
They can't track me. Everything's locked down. Like I said, the computer I have here, I have two computers right now. I have they're both running Linux, and they're both locked down completely. So that's fine.
The satellite's saying that I'm down in Acapulco. I'm not, and I think you guys need to recalibrate your satellite. You need to start tracking me. I'm down on I-37, man. Schlup.
Somebody said they accidentally threw their POS phone out.
I mean, you had alcohol, and it was a good time, and it just Six Nations is a very nice man. He's very uncomplicated. He's the type of ideal man that a good woman would want. Because the guy doesn't need a phone. He doesn't really need social media, doesn't really subscribe to it. And it took him 4 days to figure out his phone's gone.
4 days?
4 days.
Hey, can I ask
he was blackout drunk for 4 days.
I put a poll on my channel when you first started, right? Ask the question, but I don't know how to check it.
Open up your YouTube.
Okay, yeah, I'm on. I got it right now open on YouTube, but I don't know how to look at it. I didn't
vote.
Someone's asked me to check it, and I'm like, okay, but I don't know how to tell. I don't know how to.
Well, let me open up a browser here. See if I can find anything here.
I don't know how
we got 93% saying yes. January 6th was a setup. And
how are you seeing it?
What?
I'm on my own channel. I don't know how to do.
I just opened up your channel and opened up the stream, and it's at the top. It says poll 14 votes.
Oh, maybe I should do it on my computer instead of on my phone.
Yep.
Well, I'm pulling it up myself right now. See what I see. I see nothing. There's nothing.
And see what it says.
Nope. Phone. Ring.
Oh, there it is.
Okay.
There, now I voted. 15 votes. 92 to 7. 7% are complete morons. Just kidding. Never mind.
I still don't see.
Leave him alone.
No, I'm serious. It was a setup. 100%. And building 7 didn't fall down by itself. What else happened? Didn't happen. The Titanic didn't sink itself. The Titanic All as you all may have believed, hit an
Oh, there
iceberg.
it is.
It didn't hit an iceberg. It actually was sunk deliberately.
I believe that the captain was that much of a schlup after being in it for 40 years, sailing things, that he decided we're going to take the northern route. I bet you these guys have never seen an iceberg before. You believe that?
I told you. Because remember, the people that were on board the Titanic that went underneath were the ones that were opposed to the Federal Reserve Bank being created. And within a year, it was created.
Yep, the Titanic was a inside job. One of the first.
Yes, it was.
Oh, a lot of people think that.
I know that.
I never did get to watch the documentary, so I don't know what the ship looked like when they went down there to look at it and stuff.
Janet, report to Alpha Complex, Janet. Janet, report to Alpha Complex. Trust the friend government, Janet. The friend government will help you. Janet, just imbibe this little Kool-Aid potion here. The Kool-Aid drink. It will be good for you, Janet. Friend government has mixed for you the Kool-Aid. The Kool-Aid is good. The Kool-Aid is good. Big Brother is your friend. Big Brother's trying to help you.
The last time I heard about it, the Titanic, was when the submarine that was supposed to be going to look at it imploded or whatever. And the people that were in it, the rich people, there was a son and a dad and a couple other people that died, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And they tried to cover it up or something. I don't know.
We're going to show them that safety doesn't mean anything. We're going to even plug in this $9 Xbox Mad Catz controller, which has been proven to fail when you're in the middle of a tournament. And you
know what the other thing is so weird? Planned obsolescence. You've heard of this term before, right? Where they basically, like the light bulbs, they burn out.
Planned obsolescence?
They purposely make them.
What are you talking about, Ruben? Planned obsolescence? I don't get it. What are you talking about?
I don't know what you mean.
Planned obsolescence is basically when they make something that they used to make things that were durable, and now they make things that break down or they had to be replaced right away. Like your phone. Like basically, I'm looking for another phone to have for doing this doing normal stuff, because I don't want to be in a heightened state of like panic all the time and have a specialized phone. I want to be able to do fun stuff, could take pictures and all that stuff, which I can't do on this phone. So I looked up, and basically these phones now, they only are guaranteed software updates for 2 years. Some are like for 5. But after that, you need to buy a totally new phone, or it doesn't work anymore, or you don't get the security updates. And that's insane. The same thing with Microsoft and Apple. After a certain period of time, you can't upgrade anymore. You have to get a totally new computer. So you have to throw your computer out, even though it still works. It's insane. And I'm done with that. That's why these computers I have now, they will last until they die completely, or until sorry, I take it back. They die completely, but what they do have, they have upgradable. They're upgradable, removable batteries and stuff like that. Like the new Apples you buy, they don't have removable batteries. They don't have removable upgradable components. You buy the new Macs they have out. It's everything's soldered on. So it is what it is. You can't open it. You can't do anything. If you have an iPhone, you can jailbreak it, but again, it's very limited what it can do. But again, it's all done on design, because they want you to have a subscription service to your life. You pay for gas, pay electric, pay this, pay that.
So all the phone companies are involved in all that kind of stuff?
Yes.
Okay, so there's not a single phone company that's gonna try to,
I use the company that I use called Ifani, and they have it's a security phone. The SIM is security SIM, and it's a specialized number. They don't sell my number to buy anything. So I don't get any what do you call it again, spam calls on bullshit, because my number is encrypted. My phone is encrypted too, so that's the whole idea. So encrypted communications, use Signal. Don't use text. The the most insecure communication that you can use is your email system. Because again, don't use, if you, and again, I use my real name on my email, whatever. But I know if someone emails me and says, oh, data breach, contact blah blah blah, or you have a virus on your phone, or whatever the bullshit, the emails. My wife did it one time where she basically was clicking through the whole thing on her computer, that they said, oh, they told me to reset my password. What did I tell you? I told her. I told my wife. I told my wife before we got married. I told her one thing, and this is why I'm the alpha guy or whatever. I told her, if it has an on and off switch, don't buy it without telling me, please. If you have to if it has power to dribble it, don't do it. No, run it by me. I'm done. And I did. The one time that she wanted to buy a TV, so we went to look at televisions. We bought a television, and she wanted it, so we did that. But everything else, even when she wanted to get her a mixer or whatever, yes, I bought her. Yeah, she got Christmas. Her Christmas gifts and birthday gifts were she didn't. No, I never got her gifts. Never got her. No, I told her that's one of my 4 criteria. Now we're really going to get there. Number 1 is I'm going to pull your hair. I'm going to slap your ass. What's the other thing I said? You're not getting a ring, and don't buy anything with the power on. With power button. Never buy anything. Just don't. Run it by me, please, and don't buy shit. God. It's like most women don't know how to buy anything. They don't do research. They go when it looks nice. No, don't do that. No, do your research. So I took care of everything. That's the whole thing. And then the women take care of the guy. That's what you do. So that's how it works. It's dead silence. What's going on here? Just kidding.
I had to.
Sorry, I'm trying to type something.
I know. I'm vamping here. I'm vamping.
That's fine. You can vamp all you want. You can vamp.
But the thing is that what I need to do now is, it's interesting because my dream is coming true. Because Haya is also a very, she wants to be a good wife and a good traditional wife. She wants to be an ultra traditional wife. She said that to me. She wants to cook for me. She wants to take care of me. She wants to do all this stuff. And she wants me to take care of her, if you know what I mean. So that's good. And I will. I promised her. I told her. I said, what do you want? And then she basically says, I want you to tell me what to do. Okay, I'll do that. She really says this. So I said, yes, that's a good woman. I like it. And when we were talking in the phone or on the video call, she basically says, and she's leading this charge to me, and she basically says, tell me what to do. And then she goes, so Ruben, can you do me a favor? He'll, yes. If I have to go to bed, so tell me to go to bed and be forceful. I said, okay, I will. So that's what I'm going to do from now on. And it works. So it's going to be a wonderful relationship. I'm serious. That's what you got to do, my friends. Take the bull by the horns.
If he starts not like respecting you or nothing, what you have to do is just give her a happy little slap. Happy slaps.
I told her that. No, I told her that. Yes. I mean, that's what I'm saying. And this is like a little. There was a survey out there that happened a while ago, because again, my wife passed away in 2019. So for 5 years, I've been a widower. So it's nice to find somebody finally. And, but we're going through the process. We haven't met. We only met through phone call and video, and we've talked on the phone. Talked on the phone and chatted through, what is it called again? What's the thing called? X. But the thing is that the one thing that I'll say here, this is the one good bright spot about everything that we've been here. I am here because I met Janet through the Emma Cocktail Lounge, which was the extension of the whole Fellowship and FNT and Geeks and Gamers. And a bunch of us here were all that. We all know Gary, we all know Jeremy, Ryan, all that stuff, FNT, all the people we've met through. And that's the whole idea. And then she was actually outside of this whole thing from the Vets Talking group. And she basically, her journey toward me was that she loves Donald Trump, even though she is an Orthodox Jew. And then she loves Tom McDonald. And then she basically latched on to Vets Talking. And Vets Talking, I met them because of the whole, connection to Gary and Jeremy and all that stuff. So then we chatted. That's where it starts. And that's why I say that the best people are the people that are here. Each one of you out there. Soy Boys Jeremy, Bruce, Six Nation Kings, everybody, Janet, everybody here is good people. And that's the whole idea. There are a lot of good people out there.
Yeah, I remember our first real long conversation, and it was on, I'm trying to remember what show it was. It was the night that I kept pretending to be a tampon, remember? Yeah. I was able to have the floating tampon in there because it was making fun of girls being on the rag and all that kind of junk, and I was playing along with it. And it was after that show, and you and I talked backstage for a while, remember? Yeah. That's when we really started getting to know each other. And I can't remember what the name of the show was. I feel so stupid right now.
Mr. Cocktail Lounge or no?
Oh, that's what it was.
That's channel.
Yeah. So it was a lot of fun. I had a good time that night.
Yeah.
I get to meet everybody, and it was fun. So,
well, that's the whole thing. But the one thing there is, or I should say two things there, is that everything that we've done to have fun. We've been serious about certain things that we are passionate about and we care about. But the one thing,
sharing experiences too.
Yeah. But the two things that we have all been, everybody here, have been consistency and authenticity. No matter what, we've been that way, and that's what's important. Because again, everything else out there, everything that's produced by Hollywood or is on television, it's manufactured. It's not real. They don't believe anything they're saying. They're just saying it for ratings and this and that. I'm saying it because it's true. I just want to talk to people because, again, you have to remember something. What they did to all of us in 2020 or 2019, if you it's COVID-19, whatever, is to try to divide us. But it's only brought us closer together. I have more people that I talk to now than I did back then on a personal level. Because my entire life had always been, up until I was 29, I didn't talk to anybody. I didn't have any friends. I didn't talk to anybody. If I had a few people, I talked to my teachers. And then it's a few people in college and stuff like that. That was nothing, no deep conversation.
You never made any kind of like friendship connections through your job or anything like that?
No. I even growing up, when I grew up, there were no one ever came to play with me because I didn't like playing with idiots.
Because you told them they were idiots.
They're all morons.
To play with you.
No, but again, growing up, I loved reading. I loved reading, and I loved writing, and I loved music, and I loved my big thing was going to the library, reading a book, or going to the bookstore
too.
And that was it. And everybody else wanted to just listen to rock and roll and all that other crap, which I don't listen to. I never. How would you say it? All the bands. Well, I'm older than you, I think. Jesus. So all of the bands that grew up, or all these things that people did, I knew they existed, but to me they were like, it's like pro wrestling. It's fake. It's not real. I appreciate it in a way.
It's hyped up to get people. It's hyped up to get people to buy tickets.
Yeah. But I'll tell you this: I was there.
I was buy a ticket to it.
I was there for the first day when MTV came out, because it was an important cultural event. I watched it. I was there, and every Friday night, the Headbangers Ball, I was there because my brothers loved rock and roll. My younger brother is rock and roll. And he cut record deals with Incubus and stuff like that. He worked with the retrospective records and all that stuff.
Do
And
you still talk to your brothers?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And then my younger brother was jazz, and he has albums. I have an album out on Spotify, not Spotify, SoundCloud.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has stuff out there, and my sister's art and all stuff, but she's lost it. She's gone. She's totally like liberal, communist, moron, idiot. No, I swear, because at my father's funeral,
Mm-hmm.
she was there, and she's 9 years younger than me, and she has severe rheumatoid arthritis, and she jabs up, she does all this crap. She'll be dead very soon, which is a good thing. And her daughter, who's 13, who I saw as a kid, years ago. I saw pictures. I didn't really meet her. I don't know who these people are. Don't care to know them. It also has rheumatoid arthritis. And I'm going, it's good. They're dead. And again, Bruce, they're in Laredo. So please, Biden, drop the bomb on Laredo. I want that town wiped out completely.
You are so hateful to a town.
I want that town dead. I would love to live on the border of Laredo, and with just have a gun and just shoot everyone coming across in the head. Everybody,
That's
everyone, everyone, even the little ones.
What's wrong with Laredo? Laredo, is that how you say it?
It's a liberal cesspool of they speak, all they do is speak Spanish. Mm-hmm. Think about it this way. When I was 10 years old, I basically said, or so they well, I have Hispanic heritage, supposedly, whatever. I'm Native American, whatever. That's what I did my DNA. I wanted to find out what it was. But remember, they say that Trump was first to say that the Mexicans are bad. No, I said it first. When I was 10 years old. 10 years old. I said, I'm not Mexican because I don't rape women and beat them up. And like you all Mexicans do.
At 10, you must have seen it a lot.
No, all I saw growing up were the people in my class and younger, older, and growing up and just basically assaulting girls, touching them, doing things. Mm-hmm. I'm going, what are you doing? And of course, I was called the square because I was basically saying it's wrong. And I'm not going to lie that I felt compelled to do things also, but that's being a guy and being a man and doing that. But I thought I was a monster inside because I felt the sexual urges for women. So I tried to tame that. That's why I embraced myself in books. I actually read, like, I thought I was going to go to hell, basically, because I was very, very afraid of why was I thinking these things, I know now why I was. It's biological, all that stuff. But again, that's the whole point.
So, and your mother never just sat down with you and talked to you about all that?
No, they never did.
Oh, see.
Well,
yeah,
no, they never did. I was 17. When I was 17, I was 17 years old. Because I never went out. I basically, I did go out. I would go to the library, or the movies, or the college library. I would go to both the main library. This one, I go to the music store, and that's my jam. And they wanted me to get out. So, Bruce, you like this story? So, my father. had because again in my house, so we had we had like a bar area where we would sit, and it would be like we would sit in the bar area, and then over top would be the kitchen. So we would sit down, a sit down bar, and the phone was right here on the wall. So anytime the phone would ring, I'd pick it up like an office. Hello, how may I help you? Like that, and I wouldn't let it ring one time. Hello. And I would have my little desk there, and I had my boom box was right in front of me, where I had my classical music playing. So I'm a classical guy. Yeah, I'm a classical guy. That's all I listen to is classical music. And then my encyclopedias, and I would just read and just do stuff. And then of course I'd be focused on that. And then of course my father would be angry at me because I wasn't watching football. And this is Texas. So I basically said, you know what? Let me watch some football, Dad. And let me support the Washington Redskins because I like that team. Because that's what you don't do in Texas. You watch, it's the Dallas Cowboys or nothing else.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. But the point is, I'm there. I'm 17 years old. I think it was 18. Yeah, so I was still in high school. We were about to graduate. And the phone rings. I pick it up. He said, "Hello, may I help you?" And they go, "Is this Chris?" And no one calls me. Nobody calls me. And that's what's yes. Hello. Hi, I'm so and so, and I don't remember her name, Veronica or whatever it was. My father set me up with a hooker.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
it was.
I've heard
and I'm
that
going,
quite a bit.
what are you doing? What the fuck are you? I didn't do anything, but I'm going. And then my dad was like, "Are you gay? Are you a fag? What's going on here?" And I go, "No, Dad, I just don't." And I was basically telling him about all, because again, when I was younger, I would go read. So I started reading about poetry, about women and this and that, how to treat a woman, how to do this. And I would read St. John of the Cross. I would read Thomas Aquinas, Martin Luther. I would always read the philosophers about how to treat women, because I was basically trying to find out why I was feeling the way I was feeling and trying to do it the right way and not be affront to God and not do anything wrong and wait till you get married and all that stuff. So it was a very interesting personal journey. And my mother and father didn't tell me anything. I never saw any of that stuff. The first time I saw, intercourse happen was like, in a movie that someone put in a videotape in college. And I went, what the hell's going on here? So yeah, I just didn't do anything like that because I just basically said, wait till you get married. And then I waited, and it was 29 when I got married. So, and then she was older than me. My wife was 18 years older than me. So,
so
I was 29 and she was 47.
You have two brothers?
2 brothers and a sister.
And a sister, and you don't really have anything to do with them anymore?
Nah, no.
Not since your parents passed?
No. Well, not even before that, not even. Because I did the right thing. I did the right thing theoretically, in my opinion, because basically, my younger brother, my parents called me. It was like 95, and asked me if my brother could live with me. So between 97 and 98, and ended in 99, 2.5 years, my younger brother lived with me. So I took care of him. And then again, the year later, in 2000, was it 99, 2000? Yeah, 2001, 2002, my other brother lived with me for a year. And then he met his wife, and then they got married, and then they had a kid. So they were living in Elgin at the time, and in Illinois. And when his first son was born, that was the first grandchild. So my younger brother, had the first son. Not I did. I didn't have any children. So he did. So when I saw him for the first time with his son and his wife, who just given birth there, and I was sitting there in they gave me the baby, and the look on my face was like, it was bittersweet defeat. Like, okay, I'm holding the legacy. I don't have a legacy. So after that, I left the kid with the parents, and I walked out and didn't talk to him again for 5 years.
Oh, that's sad.
No, it's not that sad, because again, I basically said, Chuck won. He has a family. He doesn't need me around anymore. So I left. So I just left. And around 2005 is when my younger brother called me and says, I need to go down to Laredo to get my things, because he's gonna go off and have a family too, or whatever, stuff like that. So then I went down there, and that's when they were already like on the decline, dementia, all that bullshit. It was a crazy house and all that stuff. Then my sister basically had just broken up with her boyfriend and all that stuff, and just a lot of crazy things started happening. So then after that, there was a big fight and all that stuff. My sisters tried to attack me with a banister and a knife and all that stuff. It was just crazy stuff going on. Yeah, it was crazy. So I left, And then my father actually called me. So I hadn't spoken with my father for like since 2006. So 2006, 2011, I talked to him. He called me basically saying all he said was, tell your mother that you live in Chicago. Because my mother thought I was there and coming home. Because all her dates were screwed up and all that stuff was going on. She thought that she was losing her mind. And then I went to go see her. And then that's when she was really downhill. And then a year later, she passed away. And then we went down for the funeral for my mother. And that's when my father had a massive heart attack Christmas morning. I saved his life. And then for all of 2013, I moved in with him because, get this, because again, Paul and my younger brother and Paul and Melissa were there in Laredo. And Laredo's like small. So they're like 5 minutes away from him. Yet yet he needed help. So I put all my shit in a storage unit and I moved with him for a year down there. I was down there for a year taking care of him. And it was just bad because the worst part was everybody that I would see who I used to know thought I still lived there, which they're complete morons. I didn't live there at all. And they even to the it's just insane. That's the way
it just shows you how superficial people are.
Exactly.
They don't want to get involved in anything.
Yeah,
because they're pretty much not even involved in their own lives. You know what I mean? You just kind of live your life and blah blah blah, and you just get up, you do what you want to do, and you don't really pay that much attention to what's going on around you, unless it involves you. And then if it doesn't, it's like, you just people just don't care. And that's what I see so much of. That's why so many relationships don't work, because they don't have a friendship between the two.
That's true. That's true.
And when you meet somebody and you just, the first time you meet them, you jump in the sack, and then, someone's pregnant, or 6 months later, they decide to get married just because, they enjoy each other in bed. And then over the years, after a few kids, they realize, who is this person?
Yeah. And that's why with Haya, it's different, because again, we haven't met in person. We've only talked on we basically, we talked we talked via Twitter first, and then she sent a video and all that stuff. When I sent a video back, and that was it. Then I gave her my number. She called me. And she has a landline. She doesn't have a cell phone. So
just by your video conferences talking to each other, you probably already have had more conversations in whatever short amount of time that you guys have known each other than some people do in a whole year.
Yeah. Because basically what I did is that there was an article out there that I go through, and it's basically questions to ask each other about marriage. And there's like 36 questions you ask about falling in love and all that stuff. And it asks basic questions, And I told her that I want to go through some books of mine that I've purchased. And it's basically like, 101 things about you. What do you want to learn about yourself? So that's the whole idea. Is basically you have to get to know somebody. Like, what's your favorite color? What's your not even beyond that. It's like, do you want to be famous? How do you want to raise your kids? You ask these questions to be very upfront and go all that stuff. It's important.
Yeah, that is important. And it should be. I mean, if you're serious about wanting to have a lasting relationship, you have to work at it.
Yeah.
You can't just get up every morning and just say, oh, well, I'm not going to worry about this, that, and the other, because.
No. And the thing is, everything that I've told you and told everybody on here and since in my videos, I told her outright. And it's kind of funny. People say, don't be honest. They go, no, be honest. That's the whole idea. And I told her that I basically, I want to live off grid. I told her that, and she says, yes, I do too. Great. I want to have chickens and eggs and bees and goats. Definitely. I wanted that. And then of course, she throws in little funny things. It's like, we have to conserve on everything. We don't need all the big lights. We need a few lamps, this and that, a good bed and all that stuff. And then she goes, well, I save water because I take baths. I don't take showers. I said, okay. And of course, that led to the funny one where basically we should save water and shower together.
Yeah, but see, What's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong with that.
I know, but the whole point is she's injecting fun stuff in there, and that's the whole idea. Yes,
I know,
do
and
that.
that is good because that's getting to know each other's personalities.
Exactly. What we like, what we don't like, and again, I asked her, "What do you like?"
Other people that would never know about you.
Exactly.
Too. You know what I mean?
She likes to be told what to do, so then that's good. I like that. That's the idea.
But see, that's the thing.
The whole thing.
Is the fun of it. This is the wooing part where you get to find out the intricate details of everything you need to know so that you can woo the person. And
right.
Then once
and I told her I told her certain things that I like to do.
Keep them happy.
Exactly. And I told her certain things I like to do, and I do that with her. Mm-hmm. So basically the one thing I love to do, and I told her we do it every night. We can't do it tonight because it's Shabbat. So she doesn't do anything from Friday to Sunday. The whole day she doesn't do anything. She can't do anything, so she can't talk to her. But I basically told her, because again, I'm a reader. I love the one person I love that basically tells me about having how to live your life is Benjamin Franklin. Because Benjamin Franklin basically would, at the end of every day, he would the beginning of every day, he would always say, "What good will I do today?" And he basically had a list of things he'll accomplish. And he did that. At the end of the day, he said, "What good did I do today?" And then reflect. And that's what the whole idea. And you could say it's prayer in a way, or it's reflection, but it's a whole idea. And what are you doing in service to what? What is your foundation? So we've been doing that. And what I've been doing for the last 3 days now is basically I wanted the way that I thought it would be very, very genuine is each night I write a letter to her. Mm-hmm. And I basically tell her about my day and tell her about her and what I've been thinking about her and all that stuff. It's a letter I write, and I send her. I keep it in. I have a file for it, but I send it to her on X every night. And it's basically what I was doing today, what I accomplished today, what I've been thinking about, all that stuff. And you have to learn how to communicate. And I give myself challenges. And my challenge yesterday was, you know what, I'm on the video with her like I'm right now. And I basically say, you know what I can do right now? I'm going to basically tell you a little poem. And I'm going to do it alphabetically. I'm basically the 26 words about you. And I basically now said it, went A, B, C, D, and I did a new word for it. I went through the whole thing. And then what's so adorable is that she called me today. Mm-hmm. And she basically said, "I'm starting to write a poem about you. And you want to hear it?" Of course I do. And she did the same thing. But she had to think about it, of course. But again, and she goes, here's my poem to Reuben Christopher Haynes. And she went through the whole thing. And but she doesn't have some words yet. But again, it's effort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's important.
That is important, and I wish more people would just make an effort. That shows that you care. Just make an effort.
Yeah. And Bruce, I didn't expect her to do that.
Do you want me to share it?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Something Bruce wants to share.
Oh no.
Something else.
The up and coming monsoon months. Also, Tupperware products are ideal for storing leftovers to help stretch your food dollar. This 2-quart seals and white container keeps hot dogs.
Yeah, but not with that sound. And okay. So I had to show it with the sound on because I wanted to show exactly what it's like to be a first world person going into Laredo and showcasing the new technology of Tupperware.
That is true.
Push for days.
This is a true
You
statement.
must understand, these people had been completely isolated from civilization.
Yeah, but they can't.
No one had ever outlined a physical fitness program.
Well, see, that's what's so funny. When you hear what you just said, these people have been completely isolated from civilization. Well, just because they were isolated from your civilization doesn't mean they didn't have their own civilization. Right. That's the problem, is that we go other places expecting to change it into where we came from. And what I say about Californians that moving to Texas or New Yorkers moving to Texas, they want to take they hate the place they live, but then they move somewhere else and then try to make where their new place is into what they left.
You know what? I just can't stand it. I don't like Texas. They have this thing called Whataburger, and there's not a good Shake Shack anywhere. Shake Shack used to be so good in the Bay Area, but when we go to the one in Texas, the food tastes like ass. And then a farmer told me, he's like, yeah, H-E-B and Whataburger pay him 4 times as much. And so Shake Shack can't compete. So they have the marquee, they have the shakes, but they just don't have the cows. The cows, they have to import from Ecuador, and they just don't taste right.
Well, the thing is that it's really pathetic. And I wish that they would just stop moving. Go move from like California to Spokane, Washington state. You know what I mean? Something like that, move to a state that deserves you, not to a state that doesn't want you to come and make it into another state, which we don't need.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I know.
So it's just sad. I wish I wouldn't do that. Well, I haven't heard anything from her. I've sent her 4 or 5 messages and she has not responded, but she hasn't had a space in like a good 40 minutes. So, but she's from Florida. So, I don't know. I don't know why she didn't contact me.
I'm pretty certain that she has the best intentions. However, she's
I sent her a message and said, I'm very sorry that you didn't get to come. You didn't get a chance to come on the show and talk about your son and what happened. And that was the last thing I said to her. And I've been checking back every time I, close my camera. I've gone over there and tried to type something in, but I haven't heard anything else back from her. So I'm really sorry about that.
Credit within Jackie Blue. I have Jackie is probably going to get messages from me for the next half hour on the hour, and she's going to be asked to taste
Greg Gregory.
She's going to be asked to taste
the man,
the interloper who refused to show up until she shows up. Thank you, Jackie Blue.
Well, I thought I saw her here earlier.
Jackie Blue?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's here, or she was.
I haven't seen. I've been really paying that much attention. I've been too busy trying to go back and forth and just respond to a few people. And
I've been vamping. That's what I'm trying to do. Try to keep it light here. But yeah, but that's the one thing that, like I said, this 2023 and 2024 could be rough. But again, try and find something to hold on to. That's the most important thing in life. In a crazy world, just do that. That's what I'm trying to do myself. And basically, and the thing is that here's where it gets funny in a way. And I'll tell you what's going on now, because again, we've talking on the phone. But she wants me to go and see her and meet her parents.
Well,
but the father won't meet with me until I have proven that I am going to convert over. So I need to go through the process.
Yeah, and that's why you said you were trying to find a place to go.
But that was always the place I wanted to go.
Work, and a job, all that stuff, and then you want to go see her dad.
Right, and that's the whole point, and that's the thing. So then basically I told her, yes, and I told her, I will be the knight going on the journey. I have come from a foreign land. I told her this. I have come from a foreign land. I'm approaching your father, the king, and asking for your hand in marriage. And his task is, he laid down the tasks. And I have those tasks anyway, because I'm going to basically continue to heal and remove these tumors. I've lost 250 pounds of tumors, already gone. 250 is gone. I have 140 to go. I'll be the Mr. 199. That's my goal. I'd be trying to help out because I love the fellowship. Hail the 199. So to be 199, I have 140 to go, and I'll get that done. And then to insert myself in the community, help out. Because I basically said, like I was telling you all a couple of weeks ago, I was going to go to an ashram, a Hindu ashram, and then just, do whatever I needed to try and find a place for home. What's the difference between a Hindu ashram and an Orthodox community? There's no difference. So it's a community. It's learning something. Yeah. It's and being humble, and then learning more about myself too. Because she wants to be a good wife. I want to be a good husband. She wants to start a school. She's an artist. She paints, sculpts. My mother did that too. So again, there's commonalities that you can find in somebody. And of course, you
But
don't need anybody in your
find
life if you don't need
anything.
that.
You can't find anything in anyone if you don't reach out to somebody, right?
Yes, that's true. That's true.
So
That's what I did, because
it has
basically
to come from both
she reached
sides.
out. She was in the chat, in the vet stalking chat, and then I reached out, and then she asked me for my Twitter account. I gave it to her, and we started chatting. And then we started. Then we were chatting. We're just chatting there, and then she sends a video, and I send a video, and then she said, "Ask you for the number." I gave her a number, and she calls me. And then now it's like she'll call me every day, and that's good. And then I can't call her because she has a landline, and then she says, "Don't call, I'll call you." I said, "Fine." So that's how it works. And again, I hope on hope that everything works out. That again, I will do my task, because that's the whole idea. Men out there, all men out there, and Janet, you can approve this. What I'm saying, all men need to step up and be men. This in this world now where you're being called toxic, in this shit show we're living in now. Be toxic, in the good way. Be assertive.
Well, the thing is, if you want a good girl that wants a traditional home, someone that's gonna want to have, a actual relationship where you get to know each other, do things for each other, and be there for each other. And she be a female and you be the male, and in traditional roles that way.
That's what you want.
I guess you would have to be toxic, because that's what the left's going to call you.
Yeah, exactly.
But right now, the good girls aren't gonna. They're not.
No. And what's so funny is she basically says, I had a dream about you, that you went out hunting and you brought back ducks so I can cook them. And of course,
it's funny. That.
Yeah. And then she basically said, you bring home the catch and then I prepare it for you. And I'm plucking out the feathers and getting the bird ready. And of course I said, yeah, you pluck the feathers and I'll pluck you. Just kidding. And she goes, yes, please.
Good playful banter should be in every relationship.
That's the whole idea. And she says, yes.
Between friends, I've been in a room full of guys with Bruce and his guy friends, and they're all doing playful banter. That's normal. That's what a good relationship is. You know what I mean? Because if you can't play with each other and tease each other, and
and that's the other thing too. And that's the other thing. She's very, very smart, because basically she'll do something like, women, how women, it's not like TikTok. Well, it's like TikTok, those TikTok movies, but she's doing it to me. She's on there and she'll do a playful look down. She'll do a smile, do a wink, do this, do that. She'll do that. And it's done to attract attention. And I'll basically say something. Oh, do that again. And she does it on purpose. And I'll tell you, I know you're doing it on purpose. It's fine. Keep doing it. Do that again. Do it again. But that's funny.
You like it.
Yes. And then she basically said, here's my outfit for cooking. And she showed me her outfit for cooking. She's wearing a dress with a white apron, and she has a chef's hat on and high heels. Perfect.
Yeah. That's good. And she sews too, right? She sews her own clothes.
Yes, she sews her own clothes. So I'm going, my mother did that.
I can make lots of things. I've made shirts, I've made skirts, I've made jumpers, I've made tons of costumes. My Trinity outfit, I made the whole thing. I bought the material and sewed it and everything. So I can make lots of things. I crochet. I can make like Art Deco. I've made, mobiles out of records. I've made key mobiles. I've made, I just dabble in arts and crafts because I really enjoy it, because I get bored easy. So if I'm not busy doing something, I just can't. I'm not one of those people who can just sit and watch television all day long. I'm just
no.
Can't do it. Now I can be on the computer for lots of time, long hours, but I'm not just watching one thing. I'm like multitasking all the time or something. I don't know. I don't know. It's just, I guess some people have it and some people don't. I mean, some people want to be busy all the time and other people just want to be laid back. But I can go fish, and I can sit and fish for hours and hours, and I don't get bored with that, but because I know that later I'm going to get to eat them. So that's good too. Hopefully I do catch something. Or you want me to share this now?
Yes,
this is the movie that you said you wanted us to watch.
We will have to watch this also.
We got to review this movie. That's a good movie.
In the future.
Yep.
That's after World War III. Just kidding.
That's living off the grid.
That really is living off the grid.
You have to cut the chicken and take its feathers off before you cook it.
Oh yeah. But still, but that's the thing. It's like, that's the thing. You find somebody out there that you can imbue and grow with. If it's not going to be a lover, a friend, somebody you trust, and build that trust up. And if you can't, then look. How'd you say it? Don't be afraid to be vulnerable and tell people. I told my story, what's happened to me. I was very, very sick. That's the whole idea. Because again, I'm laying in the hospital with my condition, not able to move and figure out what's going on. And I rejected the medication. So I basically started taking cannabis, and that's helped out a lot. And it's basically put me on the path. And then I basically was sitting there, and, it was 21. Yeah, early 2021, and that's when I basically saw Gary and Uriah and all these people, and then that's where it started. And then they basically said we're having a Vegas meetup, and I said, you know what, I'll go. And I went there, and I said, you know what, I haven't talked to anybody in my life because I told you my story. I don't talk to people, and I said, let me start talking to people. I have done that now, and now I've been, and it's worked out where I met everybody. Awesome. Yeah.
And you had fun too, I could tell.
Yeah. And then again, the last meetup was with Gary and X-Ray Girl in Wisconsin. They went up there to see them back in November, and it was fun because and they hadn't seen me since October, and from October till that point, I had lost like 250 pounds, or what at the time, 150, 175, but 250 total. And I still have I still have that 140 to go. But again, I'm gonna do that over this year too. And again, I have.
And was everybody like, wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And the thing is that must have felt good.
But remember, when I was at the meetup I went in Vegas, I couldn't walk, and I had trouble walking around, so I had to be carted everywhere. And the meetup that happened in February of 22. I actually fell down in front of everybody. So they saw me in a wheelchair. I was in a wheelchair. That was even worse. And then in October of 22, what? Oh, yeah. That's when I was still, I had a cane, but then they saw me again and it was totally different. So yeah, got to keep on believing in yourself. And I did this all on my own, but again, keep on fighting, keep on believing, and if you're in a good future.
Hard though. That's really hard to do that for some people when they don't have people that are around them, encouraging them and telling them, "Don't give up. You can do it. We believe in you." That type of thing. And I think it's important. And I feel bad for people who don't have anyone in their life to talk to about.
Well, here's my solution to that, because basically here's what I was told. When in June of last year, I bet they evicted me. They said, we're selling our house, you can leave, and I wasn't working, so I was like, I got to find something. I spent all the money, and I sold everything I own. Now I'm just staying here with a friend of mine, helping until I get back on my feet. But everyone that I used to help, like my brothers and all that stuff, I called them up, or I texted them. to everybody. I'm in the hospital and blah blah blah. Nothing, no reply back. I texted them that I'm getting evicted. I know where to go. That they said no room. So I took care of them for years, and then they just walked out. So it's like whatever. I'm done. So and there, never mind. Well, it just whatever. I'm on my own. Fine. So then, how I take it is every single time somebody says just give up, which they all have said that to me. People I used to work with, people in my own family has said that. That's fuel to not give up. Because my instrument,
I'm the same way. When someone says, you're never going to be able to do that. You're never going to. Nothing's ever going to come from that. Blah blah.
And then
blah.
that was to me. That was the encouragement to keep on going.
I mean, you've seen me sitting on my live stream trying to do it, and I'm just getting so frustrated and I'm crying. But guess what? The next night I was doing it again. You know,
and then
we're doing it right now because
exactly.
of my friends encouraging me and saying, "You can do it. You can do it.
You can do it.
Just keep trying." And I did. And I'm thankful that I had good friends that cared about me and wanted to see me, succeed in something. Something that I wanted to try. So.
I was there. Remember when you did the first test?
That's what I'm saying.
And then, can you hear me, Ruben? Yes, I can hear you.
I was like, hey, you can hear me. That's great. I was so excited. Just the simple things. But I try to keep it simple. I try to look at life
authentic.
And want to achieve certain things, but do it a little at a time so that when you do not make it past the finish line, that it's just a little step back. It's not a huge leap, backward. You know what I mean? Just like you're doing one day at a time. That's what my mom always said. Just do it one day at a time. And then it's only one day you're behind when you don't make it. Right. And I go, it's a good way to look at things.
I got in late today, and I'm going to just say that, I'm going to blame my job because I was out and I did 4 stops today. 3 of the stops I had to build another receipt for extra work. So what should have been just like a $1,700 or $1,800 day for the company I work for, we have total amount of checks exceeding $3,000. And the total amount of work for the day was, including scheduled work for next week, should it warm up a bit to do the work, will be $6,200. Not quite my record, but I had a really good day. Good. And the thing is that you can't be a modern progressive male doing my job. You can't be somebody that's like, I really love, democracy, and I can't wait for increased mass rail transit in America. So I honestly believe that anybody that would have that mindset, that would want to vote for Biden or Bernie, they couldn't open up a septic tank and then get on their hands and knees and peer into it as the hose is sucking out the materials so you can get a better look if there's roots or cracks or intrusions.
Yeah.
Because you care. When you do something like that, you actually care about your customers. You're trying to make sure they don't have another bill in their hands. You're not going to have another $38,000 to install a brand new lift station and ATU system in their backyard with a sprinkler system set up so they can spray chlorinated shit water after it's processed through the entire system at their cost. So I don't see progressive men doing that job. And if they did, I'd salute them for it, but I just don't see how they could stay with it because while it is good money, at a certain point, you get really good at it, and then you just are the job. You become the individual that everybody is calling up. Everybody needs your services, and yet you make time to go find out things that you're rusty on, or you discover a new septic system or an old septic system you have no prior knowledge of. So you're there delving into old Google searches, trying to find stuff, and you'll discover old manuals from 1994. Somebody uploaded a scan of it back in 2001, and it's at 320 by 200. So you really can't read it too well. So I'm just saying that I had a fucking amazingly toxic masculine day.
There you
That's
go.
good. I'm happy for you. There's nothing wrong with that once in a while. Just enjoying your day simply because you enjoy what you do.
I mean, I had a shovel in my
do
hand
that
for part of
every
it. I got to dig, and then after that, I got to play, and then I got sprayed with the product, so I had to go find my disinfectant and spritz myself. And then when I got home, I used my authentic Duke Cannon soap to scrub my body and lather up to a fine sheen. And then once I had all the whiteness covering my whiteness, then I rinsed myself, and it all went away.
There you go.
Oh, but it worked.
It was great. I got paid for it.
That's good. Just what's wrong with being happy with a good day's work?
Not a damn thing.
I mean, I don't think so either. I think it's great. And I think that's part of the problem is we have so many people that don't work. You know, they expect someone else to take care of them, and they don't have any pride in anything.
Right.
They don't have any pride because they don't earn anything for themselves. That's why I'm a firm believer in a parent that says, put your shoes away, you know, put your books away, hang up your jacket, you know, put those dishes in the sink, you know, wipe the cabinet off or whatever. And you give them chores, you know, like if they want a cat, okay, that's fine. But if they don't feed it and water it, what's going to happen to it? You know,
Yeah, exactly.
So
It's going to be a funny smell coming out of the house in about 3 weeks.
Well, the thing is that's why you get them a mouse or a gerbil, or you get them a fish, something small at the beginning. And if they can take good care of that, then you say, okay, now we can go up to an actual pet that will die, you know, if you don't take care of it, if you don't let it go outside, you're going to clean up its poop, you know, that kind of stuff. But you know, we were always like that. My parents were like that with us. We had to do chores. I mean, if there was 5 kids, you get a messy house really quick if nobody cleans up after themselves. And it's not fair to think that your mom should have to do it every day when she came home from her job, right? So I don't know. I just wish more parents would just be parents and stop trying to be their kid's best friend. You know?
Oh yeah.
I see that so much. It's like, oh, it's okay, you know, and the kids tell them to shut up, and I don't know. It's just it's hard to watch sometimes. I mean, I would never tell my mother to shut up. I was too afraid of her. What the repercussions would be, you know. But I don't know. It's sad to me because all it does is hurt the kids in the future. You know, to me at least, that's how I see it.
Yeah, that's very true.
But yeah, everybody deserves a good mom. I wish everyone could have one, but I know that's not, you know, factual, because I know a lot of kids that grew up without a good mom.
Yeah.
Or their mom had to work 2 or 3 jobs and was hardly ever home, and you had to be a latchkey kid, you know, because I had a couple of friends that were like that. Now, once I was a latchkey kid, I still had 2 younger sisters. So I had to make sure they, you know, ate and got their clothes on and get ready for school, things like that, because my mom had the job. So, you know, I had to help out. But I felt like it was part of my job, you know, to be responsible. So my parents would think that, you know, they could trust me, so they could do things. And that we didn't sit around and eat, you know, all the snacks in the house, or, you know, just do things that, you know, most seem like other kids would do. I just never did that stuff. So I guess doesn't happen to everybody.
Yeah, true.
But
anyway.
Well, I'm sorry, guys. I really, really was excited about having Angie show up and talk about her son and share information about him and stuff. But I guess after she was finished with her space, she just was too tired, but she didn't respond to me. She might have had a lot of other things, people talking to her or something. But maybe one other day she'll be able to come on, but I just won't make a big hype out of it. I'll just say, hey, she comes on, she gets to talk about it.
Right. Yeah, well, I did put everything out there on X and my YouTube as well.
I put it on everything.
I'm simulcasting it all right now on my channel too. And I myself on my channel did put out the link, put out her link to her X account
Me too.
Because again, it's very important. Again,
Yeah,
every week we're here for the shit show.
Every person that clicks on any of these links is going to learn something.
Yes,
that they wouldn't
exactly.
have if we hadn't shared it.
I put the link. I put the link to the Give Send Go there too. I put the story that's on the Give Send Go in my YouTube too, so it's out there on my channels.
It's on this recording too, and it's also on my timeline, on my Twitter, and it's also in Discord. Exactly. And all the way down with all the people that I follow. I put it on every single one of their
because there are I know there are at least 100 people that are right now in about 100. I think they are in prison right now, being held in solitary confinement. And what they're doing to these people is atrocious. They are basically they're abusing them. They're mentally abusing them.
That's something I wanted to ask both of you. I was told, because I was asking a lot of people about that, about how can they possibly go this long without something happening,
because nobody cares.
But they told me because Washington, D.C. is a separate entity than the United States. It has different laws and all this stuff. And I'm like, so anyone that lives in Washington, D.C. basically doesn't have to pertain to the same laws that we do somewhere else.
No. What's going on here is they were on federal land, supposedly, so they are federal prisoners. That's the narrative. But again, the idea is there is no journalism anymore. Mainstream journalism is dead. And then again, my heart goes out to Lyra, the one who was also brutally beat up in Ukraine, is dead now in a Ukraine prison, who was trying to expose Zelensky and Biden in Ukraine. And again, those journalists that are doing something about it are being persecuted. And that's exactly why I'm trying to set my computers up to just not use Windows, not to have completely off grid. Because again, every click now, because again, you go through the terms of service for everything you use, everything that's technology, every account you have. It's an inroads to keep you sedated, to keep you distracted, and to keep you depressed. That's what they want. They want this chaos to ensue so that you won't yell at them. You'll beg them to help. And then people are doing it now. And they're doing it in New York with the whole migrant crisis they're doing there. Because again, they said they're a sanctuary city. Now they're blaming it. But then now they're doing it at the border. Again, we're dealing in dark times. But again, I'm very glad to be here because we are the light in the darkness.
Well, I just love it. I this popped into my head one night, like I was telling you, the first time we did it was Sandy, when I called her because we were both depressed, remembering our mother.
Oh yeah,
right before her birthday, because it was Mother's Day. Was
how's Sandy doing anyway? Is she okay?
She's doing really good. She's been really busy trying to get things done around her house since when she's not so busy now, because remember right before Christmas she was busy, so long days stuff, because UPS, it's a holidays bad, so January is her month of being able to get the clutter and do all the work she needs to get done. So that's what she's been working on, plus working, but she's not having to work so many hours all the time. But that's what she's been doing. I just took her eggs yesterday and talked to her for a few minutes.
Chicken
and stuff. So yeah, chicken eggs. I know. But so she seemed fine. She seemed happy and relaxed. So she's doing really good.
Glad to hear that.
But that's what the first time we did the shit show, and that was it. That it just was. I said, hey, I feel like shit. She feels like shit. We're depressed. So we just started it, and we just went from there. And I thought, what the heck? Let's just keep doing it. I like it. I like that it has, it's laid back. It's more, we just bitch and moan about things. And sometimes we talk about good stuff, things that are happening. But it's basically mostly a shit show. It's sad that that's reality, isn't it? But well, that's the way it is. That's the way it is. That's real life.
Very much so.
And that's where we live. So But I want to say thank you to you two for joining me. And tomorrow or today, is it today now? Yeah, it's today. We're supposed to play a game again today, right, Bruce?
Tomorrow we are. Yes, ma'am.
Well, it is to tomorrow.
Oh, in about 12 hours.
After midnight. So it's today. So, okay. Well, make sure you remind me. Send me a thing or whatever so I don't forget. Because I'd hate to do that. But do you guys want to talk about what you've got coming up on your channels before we say goodnight to everybody?
Bruce?
Well, right now what I've got, we've got that D&D game or the, actually it's not D&D, it's my alpha test that I've got. We don't have a quote unquote a name for it yet. Although I do think I want to be a narcissist and have my name somewhere in a title. That, aside from that small
Bruce's battles.
Bruce Lombardo presents the game.
Yeah.
I think that aside from that, me and Janet are doing a movie review on Monday night, and the movie that we are discussing is a film some of you have seen called Minority Report from 2002. So Sunday in our Discord, we're going to be having a little watch party, and if people want to watch that, come on by, and we will get that out to everybody.
It's 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
Central.
If you want to hang out before then, I'll be watching this wonderful show called Star Trek Continues. We usually do 2 episodes of that.
Yeah, it's been really good.
Yeah,
I love that show.
I love Star Trek Continues.
It's the best.
Wait, where are you? Where are you now?
fan.
Have you seen it before or no?
Nope, never seen it.
What's episode? What episode are you on now?
Going into episode 7. We just
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Let me know when you're doing that because I want to watch it again.
on
love that
Sunday. On Sunday, about what, 6 o'clock?
About 5 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Oh, okay.
If you're on Janet's Discord, I'll let you know.
Closest to the actual Star Trek. It sometimes, every so often, I forget that I'm not watching Star Trek.
It is Star Trek. It is the real Star Trek.
Yeah,
and
it is Star Trek.
how many episodes? Is this the last? No, it's 8 episodes, right? Or
There's
10
like
episodes?
11 episodes of it.
Oh, 11. Oh my God. It's gonna get built. It's gonna build up. Oh my God. I can't give it away, but it's just, it's a gut punch.
Really,
it's
really
a gut
good.
punch.
I really enjoyed it. It's a sad thing though, is that I can't buy it on DVD.
But this leads directly to the motion picture.
Yes.
Good.
And it's so like, oh my God. When you see it, it's like powerful. And
I was surprised I'd never seen it before.
Thread. It's the thread between the 3rd season and the motion picture, and the thread is so cleanly lit, and it basically puts into perspective the mood that they're in the motion picture. The attitude, because again, people say that it's not Star Trek. It is very Star Trek.
Yes.
And the way that this show ends is exactly how the attitude of the motion picture. It's just very seamless. And Vic Mignogna and the group, they did again. That is authentic love for the lore, and that's what we all want: authenticity in everything.
Yeah, it feels like you leave when you're done watching it. You feel like you watched Star Trek.
Yeah, and the women of this in this show are like top class.
Yeah, they're all
and they actually got, I don't know if you're going to see it, but again, there are callbacks. Like you had you already saw the Apollo come back, and it's the same actor.
Yeah.
And you see other things. You're going to see other actors that are very famous at coming back and doing things. But the one thing, what was the one thing? Oh, there's going to be a actress in there that's actually the daughter of the original actress.
Yeah, I mean, you have Scotty played by the son.
Yes.
James Doohan.
Yes.
I know. He's done an excellent job. All of them have. I mean, I love every single character that they have in this. That it's just really well done. The stories are really good, very authentic. Star Trek stories. I don't feel it's cheesy. I don't feel anything about it. I just feel I'm immersed in Star Trek.
The musical cues, the
Everything.
cinematography, the lighting, the uniforms.
Yeah, we definitely have to watch some of the blooper reels. Don't they have that?
Yes,
still?
they do.
Blooper reels.
Yeah, we'll have
They
to do that after it's over. Because
have you met Vic Mignogna before?
Huh?
Have you met Vic Mignogna?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I met him in Orlando. He is the coolest cat. He's so gracious in everything.
Did they get to have? Did any of these actors get to go to like cons and stuff?
He did. He was there. He was there.
Oh,
Vic,
okay.
Vic
Well,
was
I
at
need to
the
sign up
con
to
in
go to
Orlando
one.
last year.
The last one that I signed up for that had tickets and stuff for was the one in Vegas 2 years ago.
Yeah, are you going to the one?
I didn't go because you had to have the vaccination card.
Are you going to the one coming up?
When's this one coming up?
October 24th. October 24th of this year.
And where is it?
At the Alamo Dome in San Antonio.
Where?
Yeah, isn't that? I thought you said that was HorrorCon.
Yep, it's gonna have Gina Carano at it. So
good. I'm trying to go to that one, but I thought you said it was a Star Trek thing. I was like, huh?
Nope, it's not a Star Trek thing.
I want to go to this HorrorCon.
Wait a minute. Never mind.
October 24th and 25th.
I was saying, can I go stay with you, Bruce? Well,
we need to start promoting it in our Discord.
We've got a very kosher, very nice Motel 6 on Fredericksburg Road.
Oh,
right
cool.
across the street from us. And
Fredericksburg. I love Fredericksburg Road. Yeah.
Fredericksburg Road, right across the street from us, is got one of the cool Motel 6s, and it's 8 minutes away from downtown. So it's like
I can't wait to get dressed up and go to this and be all scary. It's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be a blast. I really want to go.
Scary?
Yeah, it's a HorrorCon.
Oh, HorrorCon. Oh, I'm sorry. I misheard that. I thought it was Star Trek something.
Not hookers. I'm just kidding. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be exciting, and I love.
Could be scary too with all those
vampires, werewolves. Aliens, creatures from the Black Lagoon, any of that stuff. It's gonna be great.
Wait a minute. Hold on here. So then, Bruce, you should dress up you should dress up as the creature of the Black Lagoon, and Janet should dress up as the victim. So you dress up in a nice.
I was thinking I would see Bruce show up. What was the guy's name that did Groovy with his arm? He lost his arm. Yeah, Bruce Campbell. That's who you need to dress up as. I think it'd be a great costume for you. And you could get one of those rubber. They sell rubber chainsaws, and you just put your arm in it like that, and you just run around with it like that. It's an easy costume, and your name's already Bruce.
Fred Willard was great. He was a great comedian. Great straight comedian. I love that guy.
But I think it'd be fun, so I'm excited. Anyway. So, what do you got coming up on your channel?
So basically, I simulcast this channel. I've been putting up little content here because I've been really still concentrating on healing, and then concentrate on courting. Basically, that's what I'm doing. It's a proper courting. I told her I'm courting you now. We're doing this, and then again, that's the whole thing. So I've been spending time doing that. I've been updating my computers, getting everything ready for that. And I'm still do that. So then if anybody out there, your old computer needs help, contact me. I can help you with getting set up. I don't want to charge anything right now. I want to do this because it's a good service where we have to help each other out. So contact me on X, Twitter, YouTube. I'll be putting more content out because again, I have the 140 pounds of tumors to remove. I'm going to get to the difficult part because again, it's not really 140 pounds of tumors now. It's more like, I would say about 100 or 90. And I need to basically start working out, but I can't because my condition doesn't allow me to. So I need to figure that out. So I'm navigating this aspect here, and I'm going to be recording my journey because basically what I'm going to be doing now is my intention now is to move into a community where I can be part of the community of my future wife, and then earn the respect of the community, start to learn to grow within that. And it's my journey. It's a whole aspect because we want to have a off-grid house off-grid community, and to take care of each other, and to be a living embodiment of what a good man and a good woman is. Communication, authenticity, and being that. And that's going to be true to my word. Because that's what I basically say. My videos, when I do a video, I rarely edit them. I just do really short videos. Well, not really short. I did long videos, but I don't edit them. And so it's very important. So follow me on X. I'm going to do more on X because the election is going on. And what I did, we did this past Wednesday, Wednesday. It was the Trump town hall. Mm-hmm. I was on with the Front Porch Conservative, which I copied him on the Twitter DM for the Gifts and Go. But we actually are going to start doing political commentary. And I shit you not, we had the stream. We were streaming the and giving commentary on Donald Trump's town hall, and we peaked at 3,800 views.
Wow.
At one time.
That is great.
I know. So we're basically doing counter programming to the programming out there, because we basically provide, what we're doing is providing political analysis. We have a pregame show where we go through all the polls, and we use Rich Barris's polls, and we'll put links in there too. So go to the Front Porch Conservative, because we're going to start doing things, and I'm going to help him with videos and also with shorts. So we're going to do a secondary channel. We're trying to figure it out now what that's going to be. I was thinking about the Minutemen or something with a short aspect to it, because again, it's about being real and putting out there. So we're going to be covering the election. I'll be doing things on that as well, but it's going to be more focused on grassroots activism, helping other people.
The name, the Minutemen. I think that's great. And do
that's what I was
1 minute
thinking about
videos.
doing.
That is awesome.
Yeah, that's what I told him we were going to do something, and that's where because he is the Front Porch Conservative.
When you put it in your playlist, it will say the Minutemen or something like that.
Yeah. That's what we're going to do.
I think it's a great idea.
And then because again, I say it's important to have shorts, things you can do on X, things you can do on Instagram, things you can do on YouTube, because YouTube have the shorts, and shorts are important. And then just basically promoting what's going on here, clips. We're going to do those things, and we're going to follow the election. And we're basically nonpartisan, because again, I support Trump, but the most important person I support is you. I do things for myself. I'm trying to help myself, and again.
There is
get things done.
We.
Yes, it's right. Exactly. Right? Exactly. So that's basically it. Thank you very much. And again, do what you can to help out the people. Think and keep the people in the January 6th, the people that are still political prisoners that are being held by this government, in your hearts. Send your hearts and send love out to people that are dealing. The people in Yemen that are dealing with things. Gaza, they're dealing with things. Israel doing things. The United States are doing things. Canada. Mexico, all over the world. Ukraine, either they're good people in Ukraine, they're good people in Russia, and again, the governments right now are just doing things that they shouldn't be doing, and it breaks my heart every single day. But be the love, be the light in the world, please, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Ruben. That's so sweet. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. And I'm sorry that Angie couldn't join us tonight. I don't know what happened, but maybe she was just too tired after doing her long space. But all I can do is share the information, and hopefully something good will come out of it. But thank you all for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And tomorrow, if you want, you can follow either Bruce or I's YouTube, and you get to watch us play our game live on the internet. It's a lot of fun. And then if you want, join us on Sunday at 7 p.m. Central, because we'll watch our movie, The Minority Report, that we're going to review on Monday night. So if you can come join us, come join us. But thank you so much, and hope you guys have a wonderful night and a wonderful weekend. Bye.
Be well, everybody.